Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Timone Show. This one's going to be slightly different. I recorded several Push the Core episodes, I think like six last night with Push the Core. And we did our episodes at the exact same time. So I'm combining all six of the Push the Core episodes in one Timone Show episode. So I'm gonna be putting in six different audio files into this show, and it was really fun. It was probably one of the most fun Timone shows I've ever done. So we're gonna be making a lot of references into some video, because with Push the Core Gaming they play a game while they do their podcast. And so for stuff that we reference like to the video and stuff, you'll have to check out Push the Core Gaming. And I'm not exactly sure when their episodes are going to upload. I'm thinking like next week. I'm not entirely sure, but you all get updated with that information as well as it happens. So let's begin the first part.
Hello, welcome back. Push the Core Gaming.
And the Timone Show.
we got Timone today. He with the Timone Show.
We're doing a special crossover.
Super duper.
How's everybody doing today?
I'm alive.
Yeah.
Ooh, baby, I'm alive. How are you?
You seem alive. You're more alive than anybody I've ever seen this week.
Well, we got to do the
I
show.
haven't slept for
we have to be
26
alive.
hours.
Believe it or not, we have to be alive when we do the show.
I've been awake for 26 hours. I did not sleep last night.
But like, I work at a grocery store, so I see a lot of people every day. And
you know
you're
what's
the
crazy?
Most alive person I've seen all week.
So
Nice.
it's like you live in the land of the Walking Dead.
Living in the land of the Walking Dead.
Kind of. With all the elderly that shop there, yeah, it is kind of the Walking Dead.
Believe it or not,
Well, it depends
Dustin
on
and I both used to work there. Actually, and Chad.
You work at Schnucks?
Yeah.
He works at Schnucks.
Oh,
dude.
nice.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess I shouldn't have said that out loud, or you tried to keep it on the
No, that's
down.
fine. I don't fucking care.
Well, there were some guys.
Freaking
Yeah.
Oh, there's
freaking
our one.
fracking.
Don't use it again. That
Yeah.
was the one.
We say swear words like Trump and fracking.
Or fracking. We like fracking.
I don't
I know.
freaking care if they. I've told a lot of people I work with that do a podcast, whatever, and they don't care.
But this
I'm gonna
is,
frack the crap out this girl's
But
hole.
this is our show as well, so you kind of gotta. We're trying to be better.
No, I know.
gooder,
That's why I'm
nicer.
trying to be super professional for this crossover,
Super
and that one
duper.
slipped.
It's all good.
It's all right. You get one slip.
You get one slip. All
I'm
right.
trying.
So I mean, yeah.
You
that
know
was,
what,
like,
guys?
right
when
in the
I
middle of
when I try to match up the audio, the sound. Hold on.
Yep.
Do it. Make it.
So what is this?
Hold on.
He-
I gotta make it. I gotta make it happen. Hold on. Ready? Be quiet.
It's living in the land of the lost.
quiet.
With Will Ferrell.
He won't do it. Hold on. Okay, this is for me.
Hey,
This
so
is,
much
this
dead
is for
air
me,
here,
guys.
Ken.
This is
Yeah,
for
I
me.
know, I
Ready?
hear ya.
Quiet. There we go.
Is that it? That matching
Yes, that
audio?
helps me match up
Yeah.
the audio, like, because it's a
Yeah.
very loud,
So-
high-pitched kind of noise.
Was Will Ferrell in the Land of the Lost movie?
Yes,
Yeah, he was the new one, man. The newish one.
Newish one.
Yeah.
Well,
You say
yeah.
new
It
one.
was
It's
not
like 5
good
years
or
ago.
well known, but yes, he
Well,
was in
the
it.
show, like
There was
really,
a dinosaur.
The
There's a
show
crab.
really wasn't that good, but like we liked it as a kid. Like,
Oh, yeah, dude,
not
totally.
the original, because I know there was two shows. There was there was the original, then there was one on Nickelodeon, and the one on Nickelodeon is the one I know.
I don't recall what's it about or like.
There was a Land of the Lost on Nickelodeon.
There was
Apparently, I'm hearing about it just now.
There was an original Sid and Marty Krofft
Is
show.
that the one where it was like living in the land of the
Yeah,
lost?
that's the Nickelodeon one. There
Oh,
was, and then there was
wow.
the original Sid and Marty Krofft show that was in the '70s, Land of the Lost. It had the same premise where a family went through a time portal and they ended up being in this prehistoric land, and they made.
Well, bro,
Right.
Serious?
Okay. Wow. Yeah.
that's
I
pretty
remember
trippy,
that.
man.
Hey, didn't I already? Oh,
They
oh
fought
yeah.
dinosaurs and shit. They built a tree house and like it
pretty
was really
right.
cool.
I was supposed to get to
I
this
like
boss
tree
before we
houses.
started recording, so unfortunately you
Yeah.
have to watch us go to him twice now.
Don't worry, we'll just keep the conversation going. It'll be like watching Chad play Prey. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I don't know what that.
He
Well,
can
you
float,
just
he'll
saw the
float
last
around
we
for
showed
15
you.
minutes
Well, we just
while
showed you
talk.
the last episode. He just kept restarting,
Get that-
and it was just us talking because he
Watch,
kept dying.
I love doing this. Watch, if
He
I'm
kept
running real
restarting
fast and then I
every-
hit jump,
Every time I looked up,
Yeah, he was hitting
restarting.
reload. Oh man, yeah, I remember.
yeah. So I remember this is like a dog sort of thing.
a dog in a hand.
Remember, it's like a dog having.
Oh
look at-
yeah,
I
that's
love the
right.
run.
Oh yeah,
Look,
that's right.
I love the downhill run.
Look at this! Look at his legs. He's like, hey,
Keep
hey,
those
hey,
knees up,
hey,
keep
hey.
those knees up.
He's so like got this like stoic like but professional. He's
If you're
very
watching the
very
Timone
professional.
show, you have to tune in to Push the Core Gaming
Yeah,
to know
so
what we're talking
when
about.
you're listening to
Oh my
my
God,
show,
look at this guy
you're
run.
only gonna get the audio, so you're gonna have to tune in to Push the Core to see what
Did
we're
you see that?
talking about.
Shortcut. Did you see my shortcut?
see how this guy's
Shortcut.
running,
Watch this.
man?
Shortcut.
You're gonna get like 5 more viewers.
I know, right?
Oh my God! Yes.
from the like the 15
Did you
that
say
watch
from
my
Africa?
show, there
Dude,
would be a third that
you
will
don't even
actually
know
go
how
with
much-
them.
Yeah, if
You
that,
don't even
right?
know the super hard on that's given me.
I get excited when people come and watch our channel. Like the last time we got a new subscriber, like 5 months ago.
That was me.
Dustin's got.
Probably was.
I think Dustin wants to ask a question. He's whipping out the papers.
Oh, I'm just looking here. I'm thumbing through,
Oh,
through the
man.
butthole.
Or maybe Tim has a question. I don't
Yeah,
know.
come on, off the top of your
What
head. what do you think?
is? I don't have a question off
Darker
the
than
top.
black.
What is a good question?
What is a good question? A good question is
question.
one that has no answer.
That's just a tough question.
That's a tough question. Yeah, then again, a good question doesn't. That's a good response because see, if you already know the answer, then it's not really a good question, right?
Yeah.
Because why even ask it?
Yeah, 'cause
There's no such thing as stupid questions. It's just stupid people with stupid questions.
Okay, here's where the dog pops out. Ready? I'm gonna make this jump. Jump.
Because if they knew the answer to the question they were asking, they wouldn't be stupid, right?
Oh. Yeah.
Like, can a man be raped?
We already answered that one, kind of.
Yeah.
shoot.
Not trying to rattle any cages or anything.
Any cages? I don't know how to fight this thing at all.
Little boys can be raped. I don't know about grown men.
Get up, dude!
Would you rather there be a perpetual water balloon fight war going on in your city or a food fight war going on in your
Water
city?
balloon fight.
Now
It's-
we
already asked that question once, dude.
Did we? Well,
Yeah,
here's my
must have
other.
crossed
He
it
said
off.
he said food fight. Well, what if you said water balloon, right?
Yeah,
What if we're
definitely water
talking like?
balloon.
What if we're talking like, -10 below zero outside? Now you probably want like a hot pizza toss, did you?
I was just thinking
Just in
the
general.
water balloon stuff because it's probably easier to
Cleaner.
clean up.
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't want
But
an
then
ice
that-
brick
It's
hit in my
easier to
face.
clean
though.
up. That's not a bad answer.
well, I guess it's perpetual, so it's just always like
Ongoing, right?
Yeah, like so.
So I guess 70% of the time, depending on where you live, it could be 100%. Like if you're in an always warm climate. But Rockford, that's 70% of the time is good. 30% of the time it sucks.
I live right next to Schnook, so it'd just be going on and on and on nonstop.
And here's my question: Are they wasting money, or is this like free? Like, what if it's like the movie Raining with the
people
chance
are
of
using their link
meatballs?
cards?
Cloudy.
Cloudy with a chance, yeah. You know what annoys me is that you can buy pop on Link. I mean, pop isn't even food; it's just basically poison. Yet, hey, it's considered. No, I'm not even kidding you. Like, pop is
I totally
literally.
agree. I agree.
Pop is less healthy for you than alcohol.
Yeah.
Literally, I'm not even kidding
Yeah.
you. Literally, per beer, per pop is worse. So hey, why not just let people buy alcohol on the freaking Link card? At least they're having, at least they're making them happy.
Dude, I'm a cashier and I say this stuff all the
Right?
time. I'm all like, oh man, they card you for booze, but they don't card you for soda.
Right.
You know?
It's freaking poison, dude. There should be like an age 18 limit, dude, because if you're under 18, I mean, you might not understand what you're putting in your body, man.
Yeah.
50 grams of sugar per freaking can, which is daily value, by
I
the
can't
way.
figure out how to
Not to
stay
mention
on
all
them.
the acid.
Dude, I would want one of those as a dog. And
What is that?
I would ride that thing to work. And they're like, you can't park there. Like, watch me park here.
Hey, Timone, who are you mad at, man?
Nobody. I'm just saying.
Well, you could get somebody mad at you.
real quick.
I mean, it'd be pretty intimidating riding that thing around.
I've always
told
about how I wanted like a pet rhinoceros and like ride that to work.
That'd
or
be
whatever.
pretty
Like
badass.
just going down North Main Street, just like riding a rhinoceros. Like
Warning people
who's
as
gonna
you
mess
go.
with you?
Right. Yeah, nobody's gonna mess with you, man.
How do you guys think?
Police are
Yo,
too
man.
afraid to pull you over.
Yo, the Richter scale's acting up. Timone's near.
I got a question. How do you guys think a rhino would do against cars? Do you think he just bust right through?
Oh
them?
man, that's a good question. See, you don't. That's one of those in a movie.
So
you
19 like the cars we have now, those just ram right through them. But like, you have like the 1970s, 1960s cars and stuff like that that are actually like built like more like armored,
Really?
more tougher, dude. Like that might have more
Really?
of a challenge with those.
Yeah, because the cars nowadays are built like Legos, dude. You know what I'm saying? That Nintendo created most of the new cars. Freaking
Nintendo Lambo's building all the new Mitsubishis.
right, and the Hyundais too. Oh
I
man,
really don't know what I'm doing.
you just gotta shoot him in the face, man. That's what I do.
It fears
you know?
flames, so you gotta.
Is that what? Oh, you gotta shoot the arrow
I
through the
see-
fire.
hold
He's
on.
been doing?
I
You gotta
see
shoot
some
him in his
flames.
eyes.
Hold on, I see
In his
something.
eyes.
Oh
through
yeah,
The fire.
shoot him in the eyes, man.
Ooh, throw torches. at
Get
his
him where
face.
he looks out his eyeballs.
Oh,
Ow! Oh, he just gored you, man. He just
like a
gored,
rhino.
He
Right
gored
in the
you.
bunghole.
Get up! It takes so long to get up. It's ridiculous.
That was like a free
Get up!
a free appendectomy right there.
Can I grab this flame? I did.
Oh!
I grabbed the flame.
Ouchies.
That was like getting hit by Tyson.
Are you?
Get
Yeah. Like if your ear was your body.
Okay, I got a torch.
Oh man.
So this is different. I grabbed something.
Nice. You grabbed it.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
So much fire. He's not that big. He's only about like.
He just said punk, bitch slap.
He's like the. How is he a? First of all, okay, so this game's about fighting colossuses, which they've all been huge.
He
This
looks
thing,
like a Labo.
he's tiny. He does look like a Labo. Like you can probably like order,
Okay, so
a
this
Labo
is-
version of
He's
all
afraid of the flame. So
the
what do
colossuses in this game.
Oh,
So he's running
jack
away
him
from.
off the ledge.
That's what I'm
There
gonna
you
do.
go. Do it. Can you do it? He's scared. He's moving.
Come on, Poper.
Yep. Oh
The
man, it
easiest
worked.
boss fight ever.
Bam!
Well,
oh, go down!
Yeah, it's not. It's about to get a
No,
little harder now.
okay, so he lost his back.
Ooh.
Oh, slap.
Is he gonna stay down there for a while?
Slap it, slap it, slap
and
it.
the
Ribs. What if he's
beast.
dead? The music stopped, dude.
Oh, you can ride him.
Oh my! Good shot, Ken. You landed right on
Oh,
his
I
back.
know. I just need to. Oh, stay
And
on.
now it's getting crunk.
I need to
It
switch
getting
to my
You gotta
nappy.
stab him with the burning embers.
Stab. Oh yeah, he's right.
No,
now you have
I gotta pull
You have
up
a
the
burning sword. You have a burning ember sword
It's
of
a-
scorch.
Trying to pull up the sword. But...
Good job hanging
Oh,
on.
this is retarded.
This is whoa.
Not
Ken.
PC. Retarded.
Yeah.
Ah,
Hey
pooper.
Ken, don't say it's retarded. Say it's mentally disabled.
Dang it. Mentally disabled. This is so mentally disabled. This
See,
is.
like, when I say retarded and stuff, I don't mean it to be mentally
Well, of
disabled.
course,
and
I
stuff
mean-
like that. I mean it like, oh, I just did. Like for
Yeah.
unless it's a personal thing, like to me, like, oh, I
Ow.
just did something retarded.
Well, definitely,
Like
dude.
I just
yeah.
made a mistake or whatever. You
Okay.
know?
But most people in our
I think I
PC
get it. Now
society
I gotta
just
go up
don't
there
want
and
to
Oh
get
hear
yeah,
it, you know?
absolutely, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Oh, shoot.
You
Now I-
said retarded. That's the worst word you can
The
say.
R word.
It's worse than the F word.
Don't
When
use the R
when
word.
someone told me the R word, I didn't know what they were talking. I'm like, what's the R
Well,
word?
I'm gonna go here, but it's
I'm
just like
hurting.
using the word gay.
I'm a hurt.
You know what I mean? To say like that's stupid
That's
or lame,
so gay.
right? And
I
and
have-
that's the same thing. People want to like attach it to
Dang
stuff
it.
that's just
Well, gay meant happy
Get up.
until
Well, yeah.
gay people commandeered it.
in
for their
Fagment
own
Bundle
thing.
6. They commandeered it and a cigarette. We all know that. But see, they would argue this.
Oh,
They'd say, "Well,
fag.
that's not what it's worldly, generally,
talking about the
universally
word
known
fag?
for now." Yeah.
You can't say that, dude.
Cigarette.
I get banned on Facebook for even just typing the word and like even having no reference to
It's just
any sort of
But it's a slang-
discriminatory whatever, dude.
Well,
Like
It's
I'll-
ridiculous.
I'll have to bleep it then if I can remember.
Eh.
but
you can't-
but yeah,
you
that
can't- you
that
We're
can't
just
word.
say-
literally. We're
that-
not.
that word is a slang term for a cigarette,
You
and
cannot-
they still use it in
You
the British.
cannot-
There's people in the South that still
They-
use that,
You
man.
cannot
Well,
say
no.
fag
For
on
cigarettes.
Facebook,
Oh,
and
thanks.
it,
Now I
like-
gotta bleep it again. No, they still.
What if you said
use
fag
it-
book?
I believe they still use it in like the British Kingdom, or
Dude, I think
Britain.
they do. I have friends in the UK. I can ask. I can find out. See, like,
Yeah, man.
Go
What
for
What
would
do
you
you
like
call a
as fag?
cigarette?
hey guys,
I think they call them cigarettes now. I don't know.
I know, right? I know.
cigs, squares.
E-cigs. Yo, man, I need an electronic
Oh, I
fag.
fell. I don't know what I'm doing. This
Portable
sucks.
hookahs.
Oh man, that was kind of funny. You're running around. Oh yeah, you know if you collect all those
this
shiny
water?
things, Ken, in the game, you get this special sword. That's
And
how.
you can become
I was looking up all the
supersonic.
secret items. This game is all about replay value, dude. That's what it's 100% about. Is going back through and getting all the items and special stuff.
Yep, he ran
The
right through
Chaos
that water.
Emerald.
You about to get killed?
Whoa!
Oh my God,
You have like no health left.
he has
I know.
no health.
You'll get health if you stand around and do nothing.
You know what?
but
Another way to get
I'm-
health is to die.
Don't really have an opportunity to do that. It sure is.
Just game over. Hit the continue button. You know, do what you do.
Can't figure out how to get on top of them.
That's what she
I
said.
was trying to get back to the original area.
She usually has no problem getting on top of him. It's usually he that has a problem getting on top of her.
Yeah, you know,
Right,
it's-
I
it
mean-
depends on how you're feeling. You know,
It's like it's a game.
yeah. How are you feeling? Like like you don't have not a lot of energy, or
Okay, so I see where I'm at. I'm at
All right,
the.
we're at time though. you
Whoa,
know,
that
so-
was.
We are at about time.
Oh, that's a nice, beautiful view right there. If
I
you want
know.
to take
All
a
right,
look,
good
yeah.
place to end this episode. Who wants to take us out?
How about you, Timone? First time. Thank you for
Well,
watching.
yeah, dude. Be sure to like and subscribe to both of our channels, and
Holla.
leave comments and
Dust, don't interrupt new people. Sorry.
leave comments and share to all your friends and family. And I'd like to thank
Especially grandmas. That's our thing. Is grandmas. That's our main
I'd like to
demographic.
thank Push the Core
Gilfs,
Gaming for
really hot
having me on.
grandmas.
And yeah, man.
You just go. Let's see you on the next episode.
Let's see you next week.
We'll see all you cigarettes next week.
Later.
Oh my god, alright, we're gonna do part 2. There was 7 of them? Alright. I thought it was 5 or 6. Hold on one sec. Oh, crap. Had to let the dog inside. Alright. We'll get to this part 2 here.
Welcome back, Frank Gaming. We have Timone here.
I'm gonna add all of these onto just one.
All right,
If
that's fine.
okay. All
Yeah,
right.
that's
So this is
fine.
gonna be like one long
Yeah.
episode. How long are your episodes normally?
Usually like an hour.
Oh, okay. Then it's,
Well, this will be give you an hour and
When
a
I
half.
when I
then.
did
Yeah.
video, they were a half hour. And then when I broke my webcam, I made it longer.
Gotcha. Yeah, sweet.
Look at this stupid animal.
Look at him trying to climb up. He's like, durr,
I'm gonna shoot
durr,
him for fun.
durr. Look at him.
Oh,
like
he didn't
stuck
like
right
that.
there.
Believe it or not, he didn't like being shot.
That's true. You know, I don't like getting shot with arrows either. In the butt,
Oh,
especially.
that
Oh.
dodge really didn't work.
I mean, deep penetration in the
Get
butthole.
up, dude!
It's
Why
only
you
for
take
certain
so
people.
long to get up? It's so annoying.
Run!
Oh, he missed. I
At
did
least-
well.
Oh my god!
At least he only likes a prey that like puts up a fight.
That's true, because if you're not running away from him, he's just kind of like dirt.
This is so
You know.
annoying. I don't know how to get up on top of this guy though.
That's it's always a problem.
This reminds me of the. Have you guys seen the Onion movie?
No,
think
but I
so.
think I've heard of it. What is
Well,
it about?
There's this. It's like Onion News, but they made a movie off it where it's just like it's a movie just like a bunch of skits.
Kind of like
like
how there
that-
used to be a MySpace movie back in the day.
Really? Oh my! I
What?
didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, anyways, there's this one segment in the movie where they're like all these kids are doing a D&D
Okay.
thing or whatever, and then there's one older guy who's like a big dork or whatever tries to join their guild, but these kids are like, no, dude, you always like kick our ass and all this stuff. We don't want you to join our thing or
Right.
whatever. And then he eventually joins her thing, and then he beats them all. And he's all
What a
like,
jerk.
I long to live in the world of wizards and war beasts and blah blah blah. And then he gets transported to this world where he's got a sword, he's got his Mountain Dew, he's got his book bag that he always has with his freaking Chips Ahoy, and then he instantly encounters this big monster with a club as big as a tree, you know, and he just instantly just smashes this kid.
I got
And
it.
he's all
Just
like,
kills him?
He's like, fucking geek.
And that's
reminds
it?
me of this right here.
Is that like the whole thing?
Yeah.
Nice.
Because he's really awesome in D&D.
Right.
But then when he goes to
When
the
he
real
actually had to
thing or
do
whatever,
it.
he just instantly gets killed.
This is
Final
a
blow,
real...
guys. Final blow.
Oh, that was kind of a short fight.
Slam sandwich.
Yeah, but
really?
he goes to this Tarantino style blood spatter.
I know. Look at him. He's just like limp dead.
I like that Tarantino stuff. Even though like every '80s horror movie kind of did that too.
Well,
Oh man, but they did it classier and they did it better, dude. Because they did it like in silhouettes and.
Are you talking about '80s?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they did it with like tubes with lots of pressure behind it.
I know,
straight
but-
up like Evil Dead.
But
Yeah,
but with
Evil
the
Dead
with the
for
black
sure.
and white and all that stuff, they just did it. They did it classier and better. But then when they start transitioning to color, I could.
You're going further back than the '80s.
Yeah, when they start transitioning to color or whatever, I could see like a lot of that stuff was not good.
No, the '80s horror movies are like great because of just the ridiculousness that they use. Like anywhere you stab someone, there was some sort of like artery or something that spewed blood. Like it was.
Oh, dude,
Insane.
everything in the '80s was just batshit crazy, dude. Like everything, the comic books, movies,
Dead
comedies.
Alive.
It's
just
bat.
crazy,
It's
too.
bat poop. Here at Push the Core Gaming, it's bat poop. Sorry to cut your thought off, but go ahead.
No. It was just, everything was just insane back then, you know. Like
The people.
It was like
It was insane
yeah.
people. It was the '80s. Look at what they wore: parachute pants and multicolors.
oh, bring
It's
back
like they were a bunch of cigarettes.
bring back the multicolors, dude. Like you could everybody looked like they were from like outer space, dude.
That's no better way of putting it. Except, you know,
Bring that stuff back.
NASA, if they spiced up their color scheme instead of just like white,
Oh,
they would
dude.
look like they were from the 80s.
Oh yeah, and Martians would be so afraid.
Jeez. They would come out of their hidden society in the middle of Mars. All right, let me get a hiya out of this horse.
If
so
Martians are anything like
All right,
Marvin,
here we go.
I'm deadly
Guys.
afraid.
Give me a
Like
hiya. Ready,
Christopher
ready, wait,
Lloyd?
wait.
No,
wait,
like
wait,
Marvin
wait,
the
wait,
Martian
wait.
from Looney Tunes.
I gotta get a hiya.
Oh.
I gotta get a hiya.
He has a laser beam that disintegrates.
I was talking
anything.
about My Favorite Martian. You've seen that
Hold
movie?
on, let me get a hiya.
Is this Legend of Zelda?
I'm getting a
Right, dude? That's what we were saying the very first episode. All over, dude.
All right, we're good.
Yeah, you remember My Favorite Martian with Christopher Lloyd, man. That movie was freaking awesome.
Yeah, and Jeff Daniels.
I have
And Jeff
se-
Daniels, yeah.
Okay, I gotta go behind the thing again.
That movie was great. So I got a question I'm gonna throw out here and see what we get.
Yeah, you
as
just came
far
up
as
with
responses.
this? Top of your head.
And yeah, dude. Yep,
Okay.
absolutely. I
Awesome.
came up with this last
You're just
night
holding
in
the
my
paper
sleep.
up for fun.
Yeah, dude. I'm not
Okay.
even. It's like a blank piece of paper. I use it as my inspirational paper.
Awesome.
I literally just pull. Like I have an inspirational notebook too.
What's
where
up with the words on it?
I pull up. And there's no words on it.
Okay.
You're just seeing it's tricking.
I'm hallucinating.
Here's what it is.
I'm
it's
hallucinating.
trick ink.
I got you. No, I'm
or that too. You
It's
know,
trick
or both.
ink.
It's both. Okay.
I'm hallucinating. Trick
So
ink.
I just
Gotcha.
keep blank paper on me, and
Yep.
anytime I want to be inspired, I just pull it out and I pretend I see words, and then all the words that I pretend to see is a good.
I don't know if that sounds like
You know
crazy
what?
or if that sounds like
No,
very
no,
intelligent.
Genius?
No, it is genius because I used to date a girl. That like we were both artists or whatever, and she was an artist, and she's all like, I don't even know what I'm planning on drawing. As soon as I just look at the picture, I just
She
see
can
something
see the
there, and I
image.
just
That
tra-
sounds
I just
like-
trace what I see in
That
my
sounds like
head.
those sculptors who say it's already there. You just have to bring it
Yeah.
out.
No, and I used to think that stuff was crazy, and then
You can say poop. It's okay.
I used to think that stuff was crazy until I actually met someone that was seriously like that, and I was all like, "Oh, well."
Oh, dude.
I used to think it was like this art teacher just talking out of their bungs or whatever. And
Out of their bongs?
Out of their bongs?
Bungs.
bungs.
Bunghole.
Oh, bungs. Okay. Hey, you want to hear
Or
something
both.
crazy? Is I kind of was seeing this girl for a while.
Yeah.
While she had a fiance, but he wasn't around. So
Nice.
I was
Nice.
seeing her
Nice.
for a while.
Nice.
We were doing it and stuff.
Awesome.
And
That's how I'd roll.
she used to tell me, the craziest stuff. Like
Let's hear it.
she used to say that I was a certain color and I was a certain shape, and like she wanted. One night we were hanging out, and
Who's her
she-
LSD connection?
she wasn't on anything, dude. That's the scary thing. And we were sitting in the car making out and stuff, and she just was getting excited and stuff from the making out and stuff. And she goes, I just want to like go and start like stacking stuff on top of each other and then see if we can like reach the moon. And I'm like, okay, can we just make out more, because that sounds awesome.
I got something you can stack on top of something to reach
And by
the moon.
awesome,
Or
I
a bunch of
mean
Nintendo Labos.
I meant crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Stack a bunch of Nintendo Labos to the
like
moon.
freaking Jenga blocks, dude.
Yeah.
Jenga Labos or
Oh
Labo.
man, life
That's what they
size-
need to do, is make a
life-size Jenga.
cardboard Jenga game out of Labos.
Yeah, that way you can like
That'd
that
be
way when you
fun.
like play in real life, it like shows up on the screen like you're playing on the game.
It would look
Okay,
like
I don't know
it'd be
what I'm
like
doing.
Power Rangers when like they're Zords when they're fighting the monsters and they're tearing apart the village. So it'd be like that's Nintendo Labo. It's that little cardboard village that these actors are in the little suits tearing apart.
That's freaking funny.
Okay.
Okay, so back to the question: would you rather be feared by all or be loved by all? So, would you rather be Jesus or Hitler?
I think I'd rather be
Jesus
loved
wasn't
by
loved
all.
by all because
And
he was
that was
definite-
my
He
generalization.
was definitely killed by people that did not love him.
Well, he's kind of
So
more,
wasn't Hitler.
That's true too.
Hitler.
So-
Hitler
Actually, he
killed
committed
himself.
suicide.
So here's
he
the
committed
question.
suicide.
Would you
That's
li- would
because
you-
he was a pussy and he didn't want to be attacked by other people.
Would you rather be worse than Hitler or better than Jesus?
Like,
Wow. Wow, you just made that generalization. Holy crap.
so being feared would be like.
Well,
totally
everybody is literally
lost.
afraid of you. And that could be a good thing or bad thing. Maybe that would drive them to either kill you or do whatever you say.
With the feared power, you could do so much.
I like how
you
it's
could
a
do so
power
much-
now. It's a power.
It is.
Oh
a
yeah,
power.
dude, definitely. Fear is the one of the strongest
definitely is a
power in the world. Look at
because
religion.
You can do so much with it. You can make
Everything.
You could restore the earth with that power because you could.
Yep.
Because you could be like, you guys got to.
If you don't do this,
you got to
this
do all
happens.
this good stuff, or
Like I
you
could.
gotta fear my wrath.
Yeah, I could just tell people that if they didn't do what I told them to do, they would go to a bad place where they would spend the rest of eternity in
Burning.
pain and suffering. Or if they didn't do what I said, I would smite them. You know what I'm saying?
Or, you know what? Not you would, but some other being, some wizard in the sky.
Yeah, or some whoever,
You can say there's a wizard in the sky that will if you don't believe me,
Mm-hmm. Or
I will summon
guys, hey,
I
on the
will
flip
summon my
side,
wizard friend.
if I was loved by all, I could tell people that if they worshipped me and loved me for their entire life, they would be promised things in after they die, like they kind of give them guidelines.
Eternal life.
when you're loved by all, you're just gonna get people that will be willing to go to your open mics and will watch your YouTube channels and and stuff like that. That's the best you're gonna get when you're loved by all.
Uh-huh.
People will be like, "Oh man, dude, can you support my clothing line, dude? I'll pay you $50 a commercial or whatever, or however that type of marketing stuff works.
Uh-huh.
I have no idea because
It's kind of like that.
yeah, but usually on a much higher end of
Right,
income.
of course, absolutely.
Jesus.
In all seriousness, I think I would rather be loved by all.
Right, because then you don't have
of
people.
course,
because
everybody,
hey,
no one would
it's
treat you like
it's-
crap.
It's this simple. If you're feared by all, there are going to be people trying to kill you. If you're loved by all, nobody's going to want to kill you.
What if they have like a sick love obsession?
Oh,
with you?
that's okay.
Yeah,
I'm going to the twisted dark realm of things.
if you're feared by all, you're gonna constantly have to worry about someone
getting assassinated by literally every person in the world.
But it can go the other way. You have people who are borderline psychotic, and they might love you too much. If you don't give them enough attention, they'll try to kill you.
Yeah, like see, this is us digging deeper again. You know, like how
that is true. That's like in Amazing Spider-Man 2, how dude became Electro. And he's all like, I
love you, Spider-Man. Why won't you be with me?
Yeah, like, why won't you have...
It's like Fatal Attraction.
I never saw that movie.
Oh, God, you got to see that.
Oh, man, that
movie
movie's messed up.
The,
Sorry,
the whole...
messed up
dude.
his mic.
The Fatal Attraction is basically a movie that depicts borderline psychotics
Totally.
to the... I don't know. It's like the definition of borderline psychotic.
Isn't that with what's his name?
Glenn Close and Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas. That's
Michael Douglas is good.
What happens is
that movie is trippy.
I'll give you what happens.
Yeah, let's hear it. I want to hear the
So
story.
Michael Douglas
Loved
is
by all.
his wife goes on like a business trip or something. I could be wrong, but
Like
she,
the
she
sick,
leaves.
dirty
she leaves
bastard he
town.
is.
She leaves town. So he
Yeah.
meets
Dirty
Glenn
bastard.
Close at like a business meeting or something like that.
And he gets Glenn Closer.
And they have an affair. they have a one night. They have like a one night stand. Okay. So since they had a one night stand, her character, Glenn Close's character, becomes obsessed with them.
Yeah, she
and
thinks that
they're in love and they need to be together and yada yada yada. And he's like, "Hey, it was just a one night thing. Please stay away from me. I don't want my wife to know about it." And she starts like coming at him with like. She kills the family's pet rabbit. And
puts it. Yeah, she puts it in a pot.
Yeah.
What? Makes rabbit stew?
It's crazy.
And I'm not gonna tell you how it ends, but it's a good movie if you want to understand what borderline psychotics are like to the extreme degree.
Right.
The extreme degree.
Extreme borderline psychotic.
They're danger bots.
So
man.
like they're
danger
just on the
bots.
edge of becoming full-fledged psychotics.
straight up, they're fledging. Pledging to be fledged.
Well, there is a difference between psychopaths and
They're
borderline.
psycho, man. They're psycho.
Whoa.
Did you see that jump? My
Yeah.
horse can
They're
jump.
psychotic.
You know what's funny is there was an episode where I couldn't figure out how to jump over this cliff,
Uh-huh.
so I named it White Ken Can't Jump.
Yeah, I remember the episode. White
Trying to
Ken on
figure
a
out
black
where to
horse
go.
can't
That
jump.
way?
And it's
I
really the
hate-
horse jumping. So what are you trying to say? Black horses can't jump?
You didn't say anything about black horses. Just White Ken.
You know, yeah, I know. I mean, I don't know, but I do.
I'm trying to figure out how to figure
Push
out.
the core gaming
I gotta
has
go-
non-stop jokes.
Push the core gay. Ming is awesome.
Oh, dude, remember that show, Captain N, the Game Master?
of
gosh.
course,
I
man.
think we
Who
talked
doesn't?
about that once
And
on this.
Maybe.
It's just funny to say in the title because every time you say it, it sounds like you're saying the gay master, but you're saying game master.
Right,
But
right.
even you say like even on the title, it's all like
It's like
Captain
That's
Mike-
because
N,
it blends.
The gay
It blends.
master.
It's
It
like, hey,
blends,
do you know
yeah,
my
that
friend
way.
Mike Hunt?
Yeah.
It blends in that
It
way where
blends
you
together.
can't. It doesn't. Yeah. So we're reaching time on this episode,
We are.
guys.
Okay, so
All right.
I'm gonna keep running because I have no. no, I'm not. I'm gonna
Yeah,
pause it. Okay.
Thank you
So-
for watching Push the Core Gaming. Stay
Man.
tuned next time.
Man.
Please come back next time. I feel like
Man.
we're having some good conversation this time. So you know,
I don't ever stop talking. So.
yeah, that's part of the problem sometimes is dead air, you know. So that's my complaint.
We don't want to be dead.
No, we don't want to be dead, you know, unless
So peace out. Catch you later. Do the things like subscribe.
of course.
Go check out Timone Show and
Absolutely.
Check out Push the Core
Absolutely.
Gaming.
check out Push the Core Gaming some more.
Some more.
I
We
mean,
hope you just made it even
if
this
you're
far.
on our show, if you're on his show, go check. You know what I'm saying? Go
If
check
this
out
is
the other
his show,
person's
go
stuff.
check out our show.
All right.
And vice versa.
Vice versa.
All right, on to the next one. I'm probably cutting out a couple seconds of audio on each one.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Push the Core
Hi.
Gaming
and Timone.
Show.
Timone Show's here with Push the Core.
And if you've been on his show, you've already heard it like 3 times
Yeah.
now. But
Yeah.
just hang with us because
Yeah.
in Push the Core Gaming, we record these sessions in 15-minute intervals.
We just want you to know that I'm not Tim Off. I'm Timone.
Oh!
Ow.
Damn.
I sound like Chad right there, didn't I? Oh!
Yeah, you started being like,
We gotta make up because Chad's not with us
Yeah, he's
for
not.
this session.
I'm filling
not
it-
with us for
I'm
this
filling in
session
for
or the
Chad.
last session.
Tim's filling in for Chad
Dude,
Chad wasn't in for the last session.
I'll fill in for Chad
for this
anytime.
game. Chad and I did our prey episodes. They were
Oh,
pretty
you
good.
did?
We were, yeah, we kept them.
When
pretty,
did you do that?
We kept
Oh
them
yeah, that's right.
Tuesday.
That's
we,
right.
we kept
Tuesday.
them. We kept them pretty
Tuesday.
interesting. I think they're going to be good.
That's good. I'll have to listen.
I was
I'll
gonna
have to
make
list
it, but
10
I
to
had
them.
just started working at Schnucks and
Wait, so how
Canucks.
long have you been there?
like just a couple weeks. So like it's been just. I'm not used to having a regular job. I've always had an on-call job where like I just like hey, we need you in Milwaukee and like tomorrow night
Oh,
or whatever.
jeez.
And I'm
crap.
like, all right,
Wow.
cool. Who am I riding with? And then it was just always that simple. Now I have like a job,
A regular schedule.
You know-
a regular scheduled jobs. I've been having to like mentally and like
yeah,
physically
dude,
just,
it's hard to get
used
into that swing.
Yeah.
It
I
is.
think I
believe
need
me.
to go all the way
Well,
around this
dude, I was
mountain.
working part time
could
for
be
the longest
wrong.
time.
Let
I
me
just
see.
started working like mega full time. Now I worked like 50. No, I worked 66 hours the other week.
Let's see if I can go up this way. If not, then it's
And
just
it
I'm
is
wasting time.
just
but
crazy.
okay.
Man, we used to work 90-hour weeks at North Park Rental. Dude.
Oh
It
my
was crazy.
god.
Yeah, I
No
heard on your
way.
webcast that you did work there.
Yeah. I worked there a long.
This is not where I'm supposed to go. I'm dead.
Oh man, he just couldn't take it
If
anymore.
you survive that, you are awesome.
I give up.
He decided to just jump to his doom.
Down the ravine.
Okay, my question. I mentioned I had a question before we
Yeah,
started
let's hear
recording. Okay, so Tim's here. He's having a couple drinks with us, and he's
Water.
riding his bike. So,
Kitty
oh my god, I have to
cocktails.
start at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
So,
is
if
this a
you're-
DUI related
Yeah,
question?
can you get busted on your
Yeah,
bike?
you definitely can. You definitely
What?
can.
For DUI
You
or
def-
How?
for drunk
It's
in
not
public?
motorized.
You definitely can get some sort of
Oh.
ticket or
Something.
arrested for.
I think this is a time
A
where we need to
DUI.
look up on the phone the information
You
on
definitely can. I've been pulled over on my bicycle in for illegal lane usage on my bicycle riding home from the Top Cut Comics.
Oh, that's because you're on the road, though. What if you're on the
But
sidewalk?
I was in a residential.
That's so dumb. In residential, there are some neighborhoods without sidewalks, like the street I live
The
on.
street I live on has no
We're not
sidewalk.
gonna use
Okay,
names
okay.
for streets, but the street I live on, most of the street has no sidewalk.
Yeah. Until you get to your block, there's no sidewalks.
Right, exactly. Because I live in a newer neighborhood.
Yeah. But like in my whole neighborhood, there's no sidewalks until you go like a whole other street over, or whatever. There's no sidewalks, and so like, and if you once when I was a child, a police told us.
A child.
Well,
Okay.
a police told us.
A police.
A police told us that you're not allowed to ride your bicycle on the sidewalk. You're supposed to ride it on the shoulder of the road. Like riding a bike on the sidewalk is, and it goes along with the Illinois rules of the road where you have to ride. If you're riding with multiple people, you ride single file on the shoulder.
It's like
you ride on the
motorcycle
shoulder.
laws, kind of.
Yeah, but you still have, and
Where did it go down
you technically still have to follow traffic lights and traffic signs, like stop signs and red lights and stuff. But no cyclist does, and nobody really cares. Like no, like.
Well, here's the thing. Now I'm looking this up. It's by state. Okay, some states it's a DUI for your freaking bicycle,
Yeah.
and some it's not. I can tell you right
Illinois
now.
is, I think.
Illinois
borderline.
got some of the crappiest laws in the
Illinois.
country.
Illinois is just depending on the police officer.
Well, that's kind of true too. That's kind of true anywhere.
I can tell you right now. There's a quick few. Indiana, yes, DUI for riding a bicycle. Iowa, no. Kansas, no. Kentucky, no.
But they could still get you for drunk in public
Yes,
if
yeah,
they wanted
they can
to.
get you for
Yeah,
drunkenness.
Definitely.
Why don't they tell me all of them here? Maybe
Okay,
I'm not in the
so
right thing.
this is it's.
So,
I'm, I'm trying a different route this time. This
Alabama.
might be
Oh,
another
here we go. I
episode
can figure it out.
of me
Illinois.
trying to find where I'm going, but
This-
we're gonna talk.
Nope, no.
This
In Illinois,
world-
it is not a DUI for bicycle. surprisingly.
Really?
Yep.
But they can still get you for drunk in public. I'm sure.
Right. Yeah, they can. Yes.
That's why everybody with a DUI has those motorized bicycles.
That's worse.
Yeah, I know. There's like I've seen like 3 or 4 people with those.
Really?
Yeah, dude. They you see them. You'll be like, okay, you know how far away, like, let's say East State is from where I live.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're
Like
talking
I've seen them.
miles.
I've
several
seen.
miles.
Yeah, we're talking like 12 miles. I've seen the same person on East State, and then I've seen the same person like go down my street, and I'm like, holy crap, that guy gets around.
I've also seen the same type of person do that type of stuff while smoking crack. Where they could just...
Now, here's the interesting thing. As I'm scrolling through here, it's literally like probably about 45% of the states will charge you for DUI bicycle.
35%?
About 45%.
45, that's
Almost 50%.
almost half of the states will charge you
Yeah.
for being drunk on a bicycle
for freaking
for
DUI.
for trying to like
Be good.
be good.
And not drive a
and
car.
not walk. You know? But you can get a drunkenness while public.
Yeah, you
whatever,
can get a
for
drunk in
walking
public
around.
while walking or whatever.
What's the limitations on that, really? You know, I mean, it's just all bull crap. It's just money for the state. It's all
30 years ago when I was just a tot, dude, drunk in public would just get you
was
a
a
ride
joke.
home.
Dude, you want to ask our dad some stories, man.
Yeah.
It would
He
just-
used to
it would
get
just get you a ride home.
dude. He
Right.
used to drive drunk. He said he like got in an accident and all this, and the cop just was like, "Oh yeah, I'll take you home." Like nothing, no DUIs,
Hey,
nothing.
I got a story. I remember one time we were with Dad driving, and he was like, "Okay, guys,
Oh, my
like."
guests are brothers.
He was like, "I need
yeah,
you."
we're brothers.
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
No, I do that.
Okay.
I'm telling my...
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
your
viewers.
viewers.
Yeah, your
That's
viewers,
right.
yeah.
Your viewers are new to
Yeah,
that.
we are brothers.
Dustin and I are
Brothers in arms.
That's why we sometimes sound like
We
the
kill
same.
people. Keep going.
Anyway,
We do
aside
sound the
from
same
that, let's
sometimes.
keep our secrets secret. And
No, it's not a secret.
no, but I remember when I was young, like 5,
Mhm.
7, somewhere around there.
Just a tie.
Dad was like, "Hey, I need you guys to watch the road for me. Make sure I don't."
Oh yeah, I
cross
remember
over the
that,
line."
dude. He said that with me in the car
Yeah.
too. Yeah, dude. Wow. It's,
didn't
my mind like blocked that
we
from my
didn't really,
memory.
We didn't really understand it because we're so young. We were
Ignorant
like, "All right,
bliss.
Dad.
Yep.
All right, yeah, we'll make sure."
Yeah,
you're-"
now thinking about it, it's like holy donkey balls.
Holy bollocks! He used to freaking like drive and see,
Rely on like 5-year-olds to make sure he's driving
That's
straight.
hilarious.
Not really. It's scary.
And a little scary. Okay, we're halfway through the episode.
You're
Let's go
alive
ahead.
now, so look back and laugh and
Yeah.
embrace.
Oh yeah, it is funny. It's hilarious.
I'm gonna go around this thing.
All right,
That's my
halfway
next
through the
plan.
episode, we're going to get into this question here. Would you rather be transported permanently 500 years into the future or 500 years into the past?
Future.
Permanently?
Yes.
Future.
Man, I don't
What
know.
what if there is no future? What if nuclear war happened and boom,
Okay,
everybody's dead?
Well, then I'm
Hey.
the only survivor, and I'm fucking.
you die
freaking,
from nuclear radiation.
I'm-
Okay,
I'm.
here's the
Maybe,
thing.
yeah.
Here's the thing: is you gotta look at it like this. Where
Are
you're
we
at,
assuming that?
where you're at, you gotta realize we know what happened in the past 500 years ago.
Right.
We don't know what's going on in the
We
future.
don't
500
know
years from now.
exactly what happened. We just know who wrote
Okay,
it. And
We'd have to reiterate this question. Let's assume there is no nuclear war in the future that destroys all humankind.
Okay, but here's like this: if you're 500 years
let's
in the
assume
past,
Trump wasn't president.
500 years in the past, here in America, you would be in a world surrounded by Indians, and you're a white dude who they've never seen before.
Well, now,
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
hold on.
Yeah, because you're gonna get transported
Well,
500 years where you're standing.
or let's
right
just
now.
okay. You're making another stipulation though. Let's say you could be transported anywhere in the world you want, 500 years in the past.
Anywhere you want.
Yeah.
Well, if I went to the past, I would obviously go. I would not go here. Wait, what year was it? 500 years ago? It was 1500. Maybe no. Here was getting pretty
you say
lit.
It'd be
15,
1518.
18.
15, 18. That would be pretty lit, kind of around here. It was 1492. Columbus
Wouldn't you want to
sailed
live
the
in
ocean blue?
Wouldn't you want to live in Europe though?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you want to be in Europe though?
America is that old, isn't it?
Nah.
No, America's was started in like the 1700s. It was still colonies and stuff. About 1500s to 1700s. It was just
around
colonies.
from 1500s to around like 1700s. That's when Columbus was enslaving
Right, but
all
let's
this
move
stuff into
away
Spaniards.
from
So-
away from like you would be killed by Indians to more
no,
like
yeah. So
like
you said anywhere you could go. Being in Europe would be lit 500 years
let's
ago.
let's specify. Let's say you were in Europe. If you choose back in the past 500 years, you living in Europe, their lifestyle essentially is what the question is. You know, I'm aiming
being
at this
somewhere around there, like being in Spain or somewhere, would be pretty lit. That'd be cool. And Spanish is easy to learn. And
I mean, would you think that, like, you know, think about how much simpler you'd be, like the smartest person in the world, okay? You know, knowing what you know now as opposed to, and then going back then, you know, you could like create things that don't exist yet, become rich in your time, you know?
no, I've always thought about that. Just as a writer and stuff, I think about that type of stuff where I'm like, oh my goodness, dude, if I could have wrote something way better than that person. Like I could get that person fired. I could have their job, and I could start writing way better cool stuff, and then people could love that stuff. Like I was talking about getting Stan Lee fired and stuff like that. For
That's the
writing
thing
comic
is
books.
like when if you're thinking about going into the past, if you have the knowledge of today, you could do anything you wanted because you know you already know what
What to
works
expect
what
and-
works
yeah.
in the future and what doesn't.
Right.
So you can pretty much be, you know, you could become Einstein in the
See,
future.
and I'm
Yep.
more of someone that wants to live and by the moment and more spontaneous and stuff. That's why I'm more willing to go into the future.
Well, let's turn into the future now. Okay, we've basically talked about the past, so let's move to the future.
Okay,
Yeah.
but we need some
Scenarios?
We need some stipulations or whatever. Like, let's say there wasn't a nuclear war
That's what I
that
said.
wiped everybody
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
Right.
he said that earlier. Yeah.
No nuclear war. So what you got? I mean, it's like, what is the future even going to be like in 500 years? It's really hard to know exactly. Do you? I mean, I think it could go
It could
in
be
so many
aliens.
ways.
It could be
yeah,
aliens
it could
show
go
up.
so many freaking ways, man. The world might be a wasteland in the future at that point, or it might be
It could
like
be super
very.
awesome.
It might
It
be
could-
super awesome. Who knows?
You know.
Everything's kind of at this weird turning point right now.
That's why I like it. That's why I,
I think
like
all
it.
of
Is,
history is like
that's
that.
why I
though.
like it is because of all the uncertainty and then that's what I look forward
So it's kind of
to.
like, all right, bring me to the action. I don't care what it is, good or bad. I just want to check it out.
Like I could be in total like dystopia, right? Like I could just like instantly just be in what's that freaking movie with Blade Runner? I could be instantly in Blade Runner.
When you said total, I was like, Total Recall.
Total yeah, like something like that too. It's like they're
Go on
almost
vacation to-
they're almost the same thing.
In a way, yeah. Oh, what's that one movie? Where the guys, oh man, the Running Man. Yeah.
I haven't
Oh.
seen that.
What?
Yeah.
The movie's amazing. So it's like
Well,
criminals.
it's awesome for what it is. It's totally
Oh,
different
yeah.
from the story of Stephen
Criminals basically get put in these
King. Game
gauntlets,
shows.
game show gauntlets, where they have to run away from these killers. It's
Who ha-
freaking really
and
cool.
the- and
So it's like
the
Hunger
killers
Games,
have-
but better.
The killers have bad ass weapons.
They have
and-
themes. They have themes.
Yeah, they're
like one
themed.
guy's like a flamethrower
Flamethrower
to a
dude.
guy. The other guy's like a saw blade thrower.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
it's cool. It's a really cool
Yeah.
movie. I wouldn't mind watching it again, actually.
It got a lot
I'm
of
watching
criticism.
that when I get home.
It got a lot of criticism because it didn't really follow Stephen King's story at all.
It was one of those ahead of its time.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
but as its own thing, the movie is cool and the book and the story is cool
Yeah.
as their own things.
Wasn't Arnold Schwarzenegger in that movie?
Yeah, heck yeah, he was.
That's right. Yeah, good movie. Awesome movie. Running
Arnold
Man.
Schwarzenegger was in everything back then.
Yeah, he was. He was. Any cool movie he was in.
It was
Like,
him
literally.
or Stallone. They were kind of competing for the action movie genre.
In a way. I liked Arnold Schwarzenegger better a little bit.
Oh shoot!
Ooh, don't jump off there.
I think that's how I get to the next boss because I'm totally lost.
Okay, so you gotta go back and then run as fast as you can.
I've
and
been
jump.
across that bridge. It's a dead end.
Oh, the end.
Here we go.
I've seen
Before
you
we end
cross.
the
I've
episode,
seen you cross that
Jump off
bridge
the edge.
twice.
I'm gonna see if I can jump down here.
Let's do it. That's where he's at.
Yes. Nope.
Adrian!
Nope, dead.
No, you're living.
Dead.
Swimming.
No, I'm dead.
Look at his
Dude.
feet moving.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right, let's take it out. Take it out. Take it out.
All right, thank you for watching Push the Core Gaming with Timone, or the Timone Show, if that's what you're watching right now.
if you want to watch,
You're just only
if you want some
listening to my
video,
show.
Nah.
if you want some video to go along with the discussion, then come check us out here at Push the
Yeah,
Car Gaming.
if you actually want to see some of the stuff that we're talking about from this game, watch Push the Core Gaming.
Yeah, and if you want to see, nipples being rubbed, come to Push the Car.
He's lying, you won't see that. But you know what? It's a good idea.
Just imagine when I
Go
said
nipples
that,
being
you were
rubbed.
seeing
Alright,
it in your
thanks.
mind,
Let's end it.
with your brain.
Later.
Peace. Gaming! Timone.
Timone Show, Push the Core Gaming.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
I have one viewer that comments on everything, and he'd be like, "Oh my god, that's so cringy."
Nice, but he still watches.
Yeah, every time. Yeah. Well, he's also part of my
Hold on.
channel team.
Give me a heel.
Oh, nice,
Hold on.
nice.
Hold on. That's good. That's
You and your yaws.
it really does help me sync up the audio with the video.
Oh, I believe you.
So I looked, Dust, while you were downstairs in between episodes, I
Yeah.
looked up how to get to the thing, kind of.
Okay.
So I kind of have an idea. Hopefully this episode won't be me
Won't be a Chad
having
playing
no
prank
idea
episode,
what I'm
huh?
doing.
Won't be him just
I
running
mean-
around.
You didn't figure it out yet, so.
No, I didn't figure it out, but
True.
at least I know what path to take now. Last time I've been trying to figure out
Just wallering.
just what path to take.
You can apparently grab onto the bird's feet, and they can carry you a ways.
This
What?
is not
That's a
Lord
real
of the
thing.
Rings.
Where'd
Yeah.
you figure this out?
I read a bunch of stuff online on this game.
well,
Well, you better grab onto that bird is gonna take you where
It's
you
a
need to
trick.
go.
It's
I
a
could go
trick
this way.
to do it. Yeah, but apparently, like,
it's a
literally-
trick, so it's not even a thing that you have to do. It's just
No,
a
you don't
trick.
have to do it. This is a trick. But yeah, like I said, a lot of this game is all about the replay value of it. Going back and getting all the items, you can get really cool stuff.
I
Like,
think this is the way.
yeah,
I like how this bridge right here looks like it's just like, and then the bridge over there looks like it's
just like-
modern technology or whatever. Like,
I think
modern
it's just like,
civilization
you
or
know, like
whatever.
that
Modern
was just
technology
natural
for the game.
The natural formation of the land caused
There's
that.
right- I
No,
don't
the,
think I've
the
been
bridge
over
you just
there.
caused, like the bridge you just, like this one over here with all the freaking.
Yeah, looks like a rib cage.
I had to build something
long
like
rib cage.
that. I had to build something like that in downtown Chicago for the NFL draft, where we had to
Oh,
put
really?
in all these domes and we put all this like these skins over it that had like the NFL logo and
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
on it. It was just like that stuff though. We had to put we had to weigh it down.
Why
with,
did you like work in construction or something?
No, I work in staging, and I work in entertainment.
Oh, okay.
And so when the Chicago, I'm in a union, so when the Chicago local needs extra hands, they'll call our union, they'll call other locals for extra support. And they needed us for the NFL draft that year. Like they were Chicago was contracted for NFL draft for 3 years, but then it got canceled and it only did 2 years.
Wow.
But yeah, I don't know how all that stuff works, and I don't know like where all that money goes to where like the. But
Baharia.
See, this
but
is
yeah,
where
we
I'm
had
lost.
to we had
but
to
I know this is.
we had to construct the big pillars and domes and stuff like that, and we had to put skins over it that had the logo and stuff in there because it was going to be a big inside area.
Right.
It took up all of Congress. It took up all of the street of Congress.
I mean,
or
look at the
whatever,
graphics.
like it was huge. It was weighed down by these like the big cement blocks or whatever that have the cutout in and
Yeah.
they have the little indent out of it or whatever.
Mhm.
Outdent.
You know what would make, you know what would make this game like 10 times crazier? If this game was in 3D.
Crazier.
Like, could you imagine this game in 3D?
Like,
Like-
we had to be wearing goggles to watch it, or the
Yeah, like 3D glass. Dude, it would be so freaking awesome, I think. I mean, just looking at how everything kind of pops out at you
Without
even
it being
without
3D.
it being 3D. Like, I saw a leaf falling out. I was like, whoa! I thought it
Oh,
was like
God.
coming out at me.
Oh wait, is this the way I came?
Or falling
is
in
the
front
way
of
You
my
know
face.
what, dude? Just having one of those curved TVs would probably just
Oh,
make
you think
everything
so?
just stand out.
4K.
You know, the
Are-
the
are
ones
the-
that are curved on the edges?
Yeah, the ones that are curved. Like, it's just like watching a movie because, like, when I saw Black Panther in IMAX,
Yeah, they
didn't-
bend
we
it out a little
We
bit.
didn't see it in 3D IMAX.
Right.
We just saw it in regular IMAX.
Well, which
but I'm like,
IMAX?
I'm
What
like,
theater
you don't
did you
really,
see it?
you don't really need the 3D when
What
you're seeing
theater
IMAX.
did you watch it in?
Showplace 14.
See, that's the problem. Like, okay, for those of you listening, if you live anywhere
Wait, no.
else, like we don't have true
it was
IMAX.
16. It was Showplace 16.
Yeah, we don't have true IMAX.
Yeah, we don't have true
It's like it
IMAX.
just kind of bends out the edges a little bit.
Yeah, but when you're watching IMAX, you don't really need like even our unsatisfactory IMAX. We don't need to. You don't really need to have the 3D because a lot of this stuff still flies at you anyways.
Well, true IMAX is like literally like a full 180, like all around you. You can see.
Oh, I remember seeing
the
Indiana
horse.
Jones like that as a
Uh-huh.
kid, dude. Where I was all
Oh, yeah,
like,
dude,
where,
I
like,
almost-
the whole thing
yeah.
is all like the theater, and I'm
Yep.
like, or the screen. And
That's
like,
true
whoa.
IMAX. Yeah, and I saw one of those. I saw one once when I was a kid, and it made me dizzy. I remember that.
Yeah,
Because they were like spinning down this like rope or something. I was
Yeah.
like,
So
holy shit.
the first movie I saw in IMAX that was actually the thing that kicked this whole 3D IMAX obsession off was Avatar. When it came out, we
IMAX
went to
Poopy
Chicago.
movie.
We went to Chicago and watched it in IMAX 3D, and it was amazing because when they come across that tree
Mhm.
and all the stuff is floating around the tree, it looks like it's in the room with you.
Oh, I know.
Like it looks like you could just grab the
I
stuff.
think that movie would have only been good if you saw it in 3D IMAX. If you just saw it regular, like they're like, dude,
Yeah.
because then you just focus on the plot,
I
and then
wouldn't-
you
I
notice,
wouldn't
and you
say-
notice that the plot is nothing. But
But that's how I saw the movie, and it was 3D IMAX. It's the only time I've seen the movie. Okay, I'm going.
yeah. See, I would have been
backwards
blown away by that.
I
Yeah,
know,
like,
blown away by its poopiness.
yeah.
If
well,
anything,
like,
it's
I'm
not really a poopy movie. It's more like a stinky fart.
like,
again. You guys really think the movie sucks? Like,
The-
I mean,
the
it was okay.
the object
I think it was
after is
overhyped.
called unobtainium. That just made me want to shoot myself in the head.
Yeah,
right
that
there.
is pretty much the most pathetic, pitiful,
And
no idea.
It was just basic. It was just
Yeah.
it was just a basic
It was
plot
a
line.
basic
And base,
bitch.
you know, like it just had really cool visuals and
Right.
really cool effects.
Like Transformers.
But no, not even no. Transformers don't even have that. Like Transformers have
It's
a
basically
bunch of just stuff
It's
that
eye
looks like
candy.
metal colliding together, and you hear talking in it, and and like you can't differentiate. Differentiate. The,
I thought you were like differentiate, like
Differentiate.
to like remove the Frenchness
you can't.
from.
You can't tell who is
diff
who.
it out of there.
You can't tell who is who that's fighting each
Yeah,
other
that's
in the
true.
Transformers. You just see a bunch of stuff just
Stuff
colliding
colliding.
together, and there's a
That's
sword
true. There
and a
are some
spark,
scenes that
and
are
there's
like
an
that.
explosion. I'm like, what's going on?
Jumped on the
Where did
waterfall.
Shia LaBeouf go, dude? He got
Yeah,
replaced
right.
by Marky Mark.
Yeah, right.
What's
yeah.
going on?
The
That's
f-
that's nowhere.
I,
God, I thought-
one of the
Oh!
cursed sploosh, like a turd in a toilet.
Totally dead on that. God, this is so frustrating. I don't know where I'm going.
Why you know where to go, Ken? All right, so let's crack into one of these questions here.
Crack it up, cracker.
Would you rather relive the same day for 365 days or lose an entire year of your life?
So
I'd
would you
rather
rather
lo-
have to repeat
Now, this
a year
is so freaking
or lose the
circumstantial.
year?
I'd rather lose a whole year of my life because nothing goes on in my life that's that important.
tell you what.
To where I could,
Well, no,
that I
you're,
couldn't just get recapped by people that be like, because how I hear it is you still are living that life, but everything that happened.
like
you
Groundhog's
just-
Day
you just
for a year.
blacked out. There's Groundhog's Day for a year,
Mhm.
or you live a whole year of your life and you just black out that whole memory of
Right.
that year.
right.
And I'd rather have that.
That's an interesting
I'd rather have that.
response. I would think most people would choose to relive the day. I mean, you could. Now, here's my question. Like, now, do you get to choose this day? You know, like, do you get to say, okay, if you,
Do you
if
get
you
to
go
choose
out,
the
if you
year?
decide to go and do
Are
something,
you saying do you get to choose the year?
No,
Yeah.
we're
the,
gonna
or the day that you
I
relive?
picture it as whatever.
Or is it random?
Wherever your next day is, that's where it starts.
Okay, so you kind of get to choose in a way.
No.
Well, you
like-
could plan the day.
No.
the
Because
before.
as soon as the question is asked, it starts your next day.
So your next day is the same day that, like, that you were just living when the question was asked to you?
No, like your next day is when it starts.
Okay.
So it's gonna.
So you could jurisdict kind of what is going to happen that day.
Yeah, I guess,
In a way,
kind of, yeah.
Right. See, I think in that situation, I would rather relive the day because I could plan out. I could like literally fly out somewhere or something, or go to any place within reason. You know what I mean? And like then have that be the start of my day, and you could do, maybe go somewhere fun, go to like, you know what I mean, or like maybe if it was a day on spring break or something, or
I thought we were talking about year.
Yeah, it's a whole year of the same day.
It's a whole year of the same day.
Oh,
or
like
it's,
Groundhog's Day.
Or it's a year of you blacking out your memory
and not living
and not remembering what happened for that whole year.
Right. So it's circumstantial, I think. If it was a really crappy day, you wouldn't want to relive that for 65
that whole year,
days.
you're still yourself. You're still it's not like
it's like Groundhog's Day.
It's not like you're drunk and belligerent and you're
Right.
just like, you don't remember any of this stuff. All like you threw up on that hooker shoes or whatever. But you're still yourself. You're still conscious in that year. But once that year passes, you don't remember anything that happened.
Essentially,
it becomes blank slate.
Essentially, you are Bill Murray. It's basically like Groundhog's Day.
Well, being Bill Murray would be great.
Maybe it depends.
It depends. Personally, like I don't think he's probably that cool of a guy in real life.
He's kind of crazy in real life.
Yeah, in real life he's kind of crazy, and he seems I heard, like, I read this story that he like somebody took a picture of him like while he was eating at a restaurant, and he walked up to the dude's table, took his phone, and threw it out the window. But apparently he bought the guy his phone, a new phone.
A lot of celebrities get to a point where they crack, and because they're being followed all the time.
It's kind of on them.
They're
though.
being
it's
hounded
the price
by
of being a
fans.
multimillionaire.
Well, being a celebrity in
Right.
general. I mean, you gotta imagine people bugging you all the time because you are who you are.
Right. Well, that's the price you pay for being famous, I guess. There's a give and take to everything.
It is. And it sounds awesome being famous, like right now, being nobody. Sounds awesome. Hey, I'm famous. Everybody loves me for my work, for what I work to do.
Or whatever. Unless
whatever.
Kim
that
Kardashian
sounds awesome,
doesn't work.
right? But when it's an everyday, all the time thing,
Well, you can't even go and buy groceries because there's people outside your house.
You don't get to live
well,
a
those
normal
people are
life at
so
all.
rich, though, they can have people buy their groceries for them.
But
we're talking about
you just
right.
wanna,
That's why
go and do things.
That's why you pull a
like,
Brad Pitt and just grow a long beard and wear aviators everywhere.
You just want to be normal for a day, and you don't get to be ever.
Well, that's why they dress in disguises, man. Which they can do that.
I mean, that is something that you have to, though.
I am a master of disguise.
Like, the paparazzi is so crazy, dude. Like,
nowadays,
they'll do anything to just snap a photo.
Yeah, they'll watch you from the moment you walk out your front door. So.
Oh yeah. Well, it's,
even before they'll try to get snaps of you while you're in the shower and
well,
stuff,
like I said, there's a give and a take. And here's the thing: without the fans that follow, that are obsessed with you and all that, you would not be famous. So if
I'm dead again.
So if a guy comes up and
kind of still would be, because people are still gonna watch your movies. People are still gonna do.
But that's what I mean,
stuff.
though. So all those people who watch your movies and stuff, if they see you out on the street, they're gonna look at you.
Yeah,
yeah. And that's
fine,
And you're always
being approached by the casual fan, like, oh hey, I love
But
your
see,
stuff,
that's what he's saying.
like,
Like people get sick of that. If
no,
you
I'm
have
saying that type of stuff is fine.
That's that's part of what they get sick of, though. If you have 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 20 million people who throughout the course of time come up and say, hey, I like, you're sitting there like, okay, I've already had 1 million people come up to me and say this exact same thing. I'm getting sick of it. Go away. You know what I mean? A lot of them get that way.
I'd kind of just be all like, hey, if you really want to hear, or if you really want to express your thoughts, whatever, try to call in on this next radio show I'm doing.
Well, that's specific to what you do, though.
Yeah.
Like if you're an actor, though, you couldn't give them that type of a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you're Will Ferrell, like I've heard that he's kind of a penis.
Yeah, but I've also heard that he's not. You know,
Yeah.
it depends on
Well,
where,
yeah, it depends
it's
on the
like
story.
If you have to deal with people every single day, you're gonna have a
bad day. And then if you say the wrong thing, now
it's
that's
going to
what
be
people's-
amplified because people like negative press. They
Right.
love it. It's
You're
just-
right.
It's exciting.
And when
Right.
you're in the entertainment field, dude, even bad press is still good press because you have people talking about you. It's gonna
Right.
It's gonna lead.
They're
to
just going to want
responses
to
and-
see you.
I
You're going to
can't
become
make
more
any
popular,
noise, I'm
even if it's in
recording.
a
Yes.
negative way. So,
Like,
Christian Bale.
I mean, look at
But
Miley Cyrus's
he
whole
seems like he
career
is a dick.
based on like.
I almost spit my drink out. You dick.
All right, we're at time on this episode.
All right, you know what I'm going to do?
What, jump off the cliff?
Hold on.
man?
Eventually find
Give
where
me
to
a
go.
minute to see where this path is taking me.
Okay.
Okay. So, talk about Christian Bale some more, but try to be nice because I've heard he. I don't know. I saw a video where Christian Bale, like a bunch of people backed him up and said he had a bad day.
Dude,
You
no,
can't-
dude. I saw another situation where he yelled at a guy for he made a
What
guy
did he
look like a
do?
complete idiot for
What did he
asking a
do?
question. He was at a convention where they sit on a panel and somebody asked him a question. He basically was like he treated them like they were an idiot. And I don't remember what was said, but I wasn't that long ago that I saw it. And I don't know, the guy just seems arrogant to me based on his demeanor even. So
He based his whole entire American Psycho character off of Tom Cruise.
you serious?
Really?
That's what
Yeah,
he said.
yeah, he said that.
This looks like where I fought that. Flying. It
He
is
just
where I,
seems like an idiot.
it is where I fought the
Yeah.
flying thing. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna end this episode.
Ken's gonna
I'm
go
gonna
on Google.
figure out how the heck to get to the next Colossus, and then we'll go to the next episode. So
Yeah.
thanks again for watching us here at Push the Core Gaming. Thanks for listening to the Timone Show. More discussions.
Got 3 more of these.
We're doing it.
Hello.
Hi,
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Push the Core Gaming Timone Show. Yep, that's what we're doing.
Yep.
Yay!
So again,
You don't need to hear the intro again.
we just want to kick it off with welcome back.
Welcome back.
Dude, if we had to do my 11-second intro for every single one of these, it'd be a pain in the
Nice.
ass.
You could
Yeah.
just cut the audio, man.
No, I'm only gonna play it once. I don't even play the whole thing. I just leave it. Like I had a buddy make an animation for me,
Uh-huh.
and I just have that just as the background for my show while I do the audio and stuff. So like, if I was to do that for every single one of these, that'd be it was just.
We've got a
Too
few
legit to
intros
quit.
for our
It's so
show.
stupid. I liked your intro for the ones we watched before we recorded this one, and I like that.
You like it?
I mean,
Yeah.
I've got
cool,
about
that's cool.
5 or 6. It depends on the game on what one I pick. But they're just basically songs that we wrote together or separate that were like we needed like a 20 seconds of music, so we created the music, and then I took some video game clips and just threw them together, and yeah, so then we get our intros.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, I think I need a new one since I've been using
Yeah.
the same ones for a while,
Mhm.
but we'll see.
yeah, well, we're kind of coming into a mode where we're gonna start updating
Life's been pretty
things.
dang
Yeah,
busy lately.
It has been.
Oh man, I believe I might have to cancel 2 of my shows on my channel just because I've been getting busy. So
Yeah.
I,
Man, working full time plus is really. I mean, I'm working 9.5 hours a day, 6 days. No, yeah,
I'm working
9.5
10.
hours a day, 5 days a week, and then 8.5 the 6th day.
The
So,
the last 2 weeks I've worked 10 hours every day and 8 on Saturday.
and then last week
Ugh.
I was doing 12-hour days.
I'm not as rough as you guys.
Sucks.
But
So you still
I
work
did.
with like
I did have to turn down a $30 an hour gig because I was already scheduled to work at my current job, and I don't know anybody there. Since I'm new, I didn't know anybody there well enough to dude, I'll pay you $50 and to cover my shift and whatever, because I'm gonna make $30 an hour at 13 hours. You know, I'm like, oh yeah, I could easily pay someone $50 and just make a whole bunch of money.
Much more money. Definitely.
Off of my $8.50 or whatever an hour that I get at the grocery store.
So, which one do you work at now?
the one we worked at, dude.
Oh,
So you know like Rhonda?
Rhonda works at the.
I don't know Rhonda.
She works at the service desk now. Only
I might know
every
her.
once
She
in a
might
while.
come up to me.
You know Lawrence, right?
Oh, man.
I have a good Lawrence impression. Hold on.
dude,
hold
we
on.
got
all
several
do.
of them.
Hold
We
on.
all
I
do.
can sound.
We gotta explain
Hold on,
for the
hold on.
people
is it
who
like,
he
does
is.
it go like this? I'm just checking
Hold
your
on.
eggs.
We gotta explain to the audience who he is, though.
No. All right. To audience, have you ever watched the movie American Splendor? And there is a character that is exactly like Lawrence in that shit.
Lawrence has like Asperger's.
Yeah,
or
do
something.
you know what
He's got some.
Asperger's is?
It's Asperger's is kind of like autism, but it's not
Little
entirely.
Right. It's a different. It's when someone kind of has a mind that focuses this. It focuses on like one aspect of life, and the other aspects it has a hard time grasping.
So
like in being social, like the social aspect of life is really hard for people with Asperger's to understand. Like what is normal and what is not.
So like after shopping at Schnucks for a long time, I knew who Lawrence was or whatever, but my first encounter with him as an employee
My first encounter
with him as an employee at Schnucks was I walk into the break room, I'm putting my coat away, and he's sitting there doing some research about a history book.
He's obsessed with history. This guy's
he's writing a history book.
The Civil War especially.
1776.
He's like, so
This is his voice too, by the way.
So I'm writing a book here about the American history, and it's going to be in 3 volumes, and this first one's probably going to be about 873 pages.
873.
What are some of his...
I might need more binders.
Did you say that?
Yeah.
What are some of his jokes, man? Like, he looks at eggs. Every time eggs come through the line, he opens up and he's like,
I'm just checking
I've been
your
doing
eggs.
this for 20 years and I've never missed one, or something like that, right?
He's actually a little bit shy of his 20-year mark. So
okay,
yeah.
19 years. Nothing gets past these eagle eyes. That's what he says. Does he still say that?
No, he's like, when the shredded cheese, I want the whole cheese, nothing but the cheese and the whole.
He's got new ones.
Oh man, he's got new ones.
When he'd pull out the he'd do, if you get corn that comes through your line, he'd be like, I see all these, but where's the kernels? Something like that. Freaking hilarious.
Okay, let's
almost lost it over there.
specify to our audience. Let's like be straight with our audience. We know that it's not fun to make fun of disabled people.
No, he knows when he's being hilarious, dude. Like this dude, Lawrence is totally self-aware. I was in the line today buying these Sam Adams.
Okay.
And he's like, oh, I've never seen these cookies before. I've yet to try these. And I'm all like, I call BS, Lawrence. I know that you subscribe to the cookie catalog, or you're on every cookie bulletin on the internet. And he just started cracking up. And he was laughing his ass off. So
that's funny. He's a riot.
When
dude,
we work there, man,
he's almost kind of scary when he gets mad, though.
He's totally self-aware.
Oh yeah,
of what he's doing.
Oh yeah, totally.
When we worked there, he had lines that you could guarantee he
was gonna say. Yep.
Like if someone was buying a brownie mix or butter,
he
would go, you know what my father puts on his brownies? He puts butter on his brownies.
Yep.
I just heard that. I just heard that one like last week.
His parents passed away a few years ago.
Yeah.
So that
quite
kind
a while
of
ago.
sucks.
They died while we were still there.
Yeah,
didn't
I think so. And he lives by himself.
Does he live? Do you know
I thought he
anything
lived
about
with
it?
his mom.
Maybe no.
Maybe
I know.
she didn't
Well,
die. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure his
But-
dad died for sure.
Yeah.
But the best bit he's been doing lately is, I can't believe that April Fool's Day is Easter Sunday. I can't, nobody should be playing any pranks on Easter Sunday.
Easter falls on the first full moon of April, doesn't it? Something like that.
Easter is on April Fool's Day.
Yeah, but there's a reason Easter shows up on the day it's on. It's like the first full moon after the summer solstice, or
something like
or
that.
Spring, or
I
April, or something.
I thought it was 3 days after Ash Wednesday or whatever.
Throw in a comment if you know the answer to that.
Nasser, I know you know. You're religious, kind of. He's
Oh,
the only
some guy?
listener I have.
Oh,
The only listener you have?
The only commenter I have.
Lawrence, he's freaking hilarious. Man.
Yeah, he would always check the eggs. Ice cream. There was one about ice cream, wasn't there?
Oh yeah, when I was a bagger for 2 days and they didn't tell me to check the eggs. Apparently that's something you got to do.
You have to do that now.
Like
We
apparently
never
that's
used to
something-
check them.
because-
He's the only one.
Because
who
I
ever
had a
checked 'em.
I had a bagger the other day that checked the eggs and he found one of them was broken in the
Okay.
thing and I was all like, oh.
Pe-
And I
people
was
would
all
be
like,
tripping
I was
balls
like,
about
right
those.
on. But the customer didn't even care. She's like, whatever, it's for my kids.
Oh man.
They all eat the same garbage.
I can't remember. Dude, there used to be so many lines that Lawrence would say, and I can't think of any of them right now. Like,
Oh, dude.
just the butter.
One
on
of those
the
geese
brownies.
hissed at me.
Oh, that's freaking
The
funny.
butter on the brownies, the eggs, though, man, those are classic. Or eagle eyes. Almost nothing gets past these eagle eyes. Oh, I figured it out, guys. Look at this.
You got to climb over that rock.
I gotta go
You got to go
around
all the
it.
way around. Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus. Prince
Wow.
of Persia.
Heck yeah, my guy kind of looks like that guy, dude.
Kind
of,
Look at
yeah.
my guy.
That
he's like,
with Link.
He's totally a Jake Gyllenhaal
That's
wannabe.
They took like 10 different characters to smash them into
Wow,
this guy.
finally. Oh, man.
Yeah, next we're going to have Alundra.
After the rain.
We already have
is
Legend of
falling.
Zelda, we have Skyrim, we have Prince of Persia. Dude, we're going to have Alundra in this game
Alundra, dude. Yeah, it's kind of is Alundra like.
So you mean to tell me that Lawrence does not say almost nothing gets past these eagle eyes?
I haven't
anymore?
heard it yet. I haven't
Dude,
heard it
he
yet.
has
He
to
bagged
say
for
it.
me a lot, so...
Dude, he used to. That was his number one line.
Next time you see him, dude, if you should be like, "Hey, Lawrence, have you ever missed any of the eggs?" Just ask him, just like, "Have you ever missed any cracked eggs?" He'll probably be like, "Well, let me tell you, almost nothing gets past these eagle eyes." That used to be his most famous line, man. Totally.
That's totally...
Just get him to say it. Just be like, "Hey, Lawrence, you ever missed any cracked
Dude,
eggs?"
I'm good at baiting him for good jokes, so, like...
Definitely. He used to be.
If he's working with me, dude, 'cause I know he's 100% entertaining. So I'm really good at getting him to just go on. And
Oh yeah, he is a guy. He does like. He's got this like. I think he does truly enjoy like working there.
Oh,
even
yeah.
as long as
he does.
has.
He's worked there. That's his first job ever.
first and only.
First and
huh?
only
Yeah.
job.
I knew that he.
Well, that's because
back
he-
in the day
he
was-
got
He
in
said,
there-
"I'm gonna work here till the day I
He
retire."
never used to say that. He used to say different things.
That's
but
because. Ooh, here we
he's
go, guys.
accepted
Check
his
it out.
fate.
Finally.
I said he's accepted his fate.
Well, he got through. He got there through a program that they used to have at the high school where they would help people with mental disabilities find jobs.
Yeah.
He used to get in trouble a lot too.
Oh, dude, he's told me. He's all
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I ran
ju-
my mouth off before,
Yeah,
and I
he-
was suspended for 3 days."
Yeah, he told me about that. I went through there a lot.
I'm like, dude, I am totally calling BS on you right now, Lord.
I went in there like 2 weeks ago and I ran into him. He told me that. He told me he got suspended for a few days.
Yeah.
What did he say? Did he?
I don't know. It was before my
Well,
time.
You know, do you remember KB?
Before my
Dust?
time.
No names. KB. Kenneth.
KB.
He-
Oh yeah!
He used to get suspended all the
Oh
time.
man, they
And
were
there was-
best buddies.
There was a point where he
Barnyard.
Yeah, barnyard.
Luckily for me, I don't
He-
drink any alcohol.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. That dude's pounding him the moment he gets home. Either that or he's pounding something else. I don't know.
He gets
I
high.
remember times when Lawrence had crushes on women.
Oh
and all
yeah,
kinds
man.
of
He
stuff.
used to get like super mad. Like he was kind of scary. Like the anger he would get. But I can only imagine his frustration. He's probably never been laid ever, and all that.
And he's older than me by like a year or two, so he's got to be 37.
Yeah, he's just.
He's something like that because I have.
He's literally gonna be the 40-year-old
I
virgin.
hang out,
Yeah,
I
no
hang
joke.
out with the guy that works in produce over
Uh-huh.
there, and he went to high school with Lawrence, and he says,
What's his name?
Eric.
Eric.
I don't know his last
Okay.
name.
We don't
I
want to use last names anyway.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's what I don't use. I don't use last names in my show either. I just introduce everybody by their first name.
Yeah, for
and,
sure.
You guys can
Anyways.
push the core gaming. There's
We're
multiple
always
entities.
pushing the core with multiple.
Well, we just had an episode where we talked about our friend who has done some porn because she moved to Los Angeles, and we slipped and said her first
AKA
name,
Chad.
but we're not going to use her. We're not going to use her last name, but
Yeah.
we slipped and used her first name. And I had to ask her if it was okay. She said, if you could change it, please. And I said, well, I don't think anybody... She's only concerned about her parents finding out about
Which
it.
is never going to happen.
Yeah.
on
Which
our
is never
channel.
going to happen.
No.
So she hasn't...
They already know.
I sent her a link to the episode. She hasn't responded.
Parents
back to
know
me.
Really?
everything.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I feel like I was a little rude. I apologize. I
That
don't
thing
know.
has
I was just kind
bullets?
of just rambling, running my mouth a little too much. So,
Because
but that happens
Justin's
sometimes.
what the heck?
She's my
What's up with the
ex-girlfriend, and I don't know. I felt like I was a little rude, which
Thou can
I
This is a
apologize.
Simon
for it.
Hedgehog
as
villain.
thou art now. So what am I supposed to do?
You gotta shoot him in his eye sockets right
It
there.
says not to aim for his vitals.
He's the first Colossus with like glowing energy on him. Is he? What number
This
is
isn't-
he?
It's underneath, dude. Look, it's showing underneath the water.
What number is
No,
he?
then you gotta swim
12.
underneath. And
He's
start
the last
attacking.
one. No, there's 16, right?
I'm hurting.
Hurting for a squirting.
See my health?
All right, so we are.
You gotta
fi-
swim
oh man, I
underneath.
didn't even ask the question. We're already 15 in.
Well, I'll pick a question out of the whole thing we've talked about.
Okay.
Do you know anyone with Asperger's? And what are some things? What is
Asperger's.
their primary interest in their lives? Because
Yeah.
Asperger's people
usually excel.
really excel at one thing, and that is what their main interest is. Like I know Lawrence, the guy we've been talking about
likes
all
history.
episode. He loves history. He wanted to be a history teacher, but he couldn't pass the community
Math class.
the community
or something.
college we have here in Rockford is Rock Valley College, and he couldn't pass the math because math is like his nemesis.
An arch enemy.
Yeah, and he failed it so many times he was unable to pass it because there's like a limit to how many times you can take it.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So he can't become a history teacher because of that, even though he would probably make one of the best history teachers.
I don't know
ever.
Yeah, but
anybody
kids would
with
be walking all over him.
Asperger's, but I used to babysit a kid with autism, and he liked video games, and he liked associating the characters with the video games with people that he knew in real life. Like if he was playing Jack and Daxter, I would be Jack and he would be Daxter. He would be the sidekick to me, being Jack or whatever. And this kid was also like a super genius and with his academics for like with the grade school and everything.
Pinball wizard.
Yeah, he was awesome.
All right, so thanks again for watching us here at Push the Core Gaming and the Timone Show. You know what? I'm a dick. Thanks for watching us here at the Timone Show, and
With our special Push the Core Gaming guest.
yeah, with a
Kill.
Welcome back to the Timone Show and the Push the Core Gaming guests. Yeah. We're playing some of this Shady Clausy.
said to get to higher ground. So
To
what I
be
gotta-
able to see what we're watching, you gotta watch Push the Core Gaming. If you're not already watching Push the Core, if you just want to
Yeah.
listen.
It's very graphical, so you'll have some eye candy.
If you want to listen to like all these episodes at once without video, just click on the Timone Show.
True.
Well,
Throw that.
Here's how Push the Core Gaming works. It's like a podcast, so that made it perfect for us to cross over here with the Timone Show. But it's like a podcast, but with some gaming visuals.
Yeah, and sometimes we talk about the game.
Sometimes.
I've watched enough of yours where it's mainly like 75
75,
just
25.
nonsense and then 25 game talk.
That's why we have 3 people on the show on average, because we want one person to play the game for all the visuals and something to do. And then we have the other 2 to carry on conversations to keep everything interesting. That's our secret. There you go.
Yep, that's our trifecta.
We're always gaming.
So here's the question. So would you rather never get angry or never be envious? I gotta say, I'd rather never be envious. Because being angry is kind of awesome, like,
you know
in
what?
a way.
I never
You know-
get envious.
Yeah, dude, like
You can't say
Um,
that, because I would say I never get envious either, but really, like, it's a human
you
instinct
really
to be
do.
envious
You really
to a
do,
degree.
even if it's just minor. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
like,
It might be
yeah,
completely
okay.
subconscious and you don't even realize
Yeah,
it to a degree.
and sometimes
Whoa.
even being envious can help for
It
some
said
sort
get
of
the higher ground, and I
personal
was like,
growth.
I think that's it.
This
right
one's
there.
hard.
Let him flip you to his head.
This one's probably the hardest question
When he
so
flips,
far.
let go. You think so?
Yeah, because either one can push you towards some sort of personal growth or whatever, and some sort of development.
Yeah, that's a good interpretation of the question. I agree with that entirely.
You know, because
If you're envious, it might drive you to, being
doing
better,
something better,
doing
and-
something. Yeah.
and there's also the same thing with being angry, because something that makes
True,
you
but-
angry is something that
Yeah.
it's either something you want to change, or you're something really.
That's true. And both can have negative
A
impacts
lot of people
too.
mistake
So it's hard
being
to-
passionate with being angry or whatever.
Give
you
me an
know?
example.
This is an
Crime of passion.
This is no. This will be an extreme example
Okay.
with.
I like extreme examples.
With any sort of religious extremist,
Okay.
where
Fundamentalists,
they're
basically.
a fundamentalist, yeah, where they're extreme with their beliefs or whatever, and it pushes them to excel beyond up to fucking ritual suicide, or it could be something else, like, because they're so fed up with what society's doing and they think it's blasphemous or whatever, so they're gonna oh well, to stop all this corruption, I'm gonna be a martyr and destroy all these people that are
True.
sinning.
I would
or
look at
whatever.
that in more of a negative standpoint.
It is a negative, but there's also other people that can do
You're
the same
essentially
thing.
saying that one thing drives you to do something else.
Yeah,
to a
it's
degree.
something that it drives you to do something that
Right.
that you wouldn't normally do, and,
Right.
And the anger can do the same
Yeah.
thing as well, but
Yeah.
it will also most likely lead into something more destructive.
Right. I feel like for me, I think envy would be more of a destructive thing to feel than anger most of the time, because envy is usually something that's caused from like a jealousy type of a thing, and anger in general is anger is basically the most common emotion and the easiest emotion for people to jump to.
Well, anger is a secondary emotion because there's only three primary emotions, whatever, and then they all branch off into secondary and tertiary.
Well, what's primary to anger?
Sadness.
You think so? Sadness?
Sadness is
Really?
primary to
I
anger.
would think anger was primary.
I
That is making me question. Now I want to look it up real quick here. I'm going to throw another question out here. That way we can keep rolling, because I feel like that question's almost done, but I'm going to look it up anyways. Would you rather have a criminal justice system that actually works and is fair, or an administrative government that is free of corruption?
Oh shit.
Wait, one more time. One more time.
Would you rather have a criminal justice system that actually works and is fair, or an administrative government that is free of corruption? I think I'm gonna have to agree with go with the latter.
I would
On
too,
that
because I think with the
hold
latter
on.
you would get the former.
Hang on.
Right.
Yeah.
To a degree.
Hang on.
But I mean, you're not counting other crimes.
But
Yeah.
I think. Hang on. By the way it's described, it kind of sounds like both would be the same thing.
That's what I just said. Like with the latter,
No.
you and eventually get the former.
No, because you're talking about the government that's free of corruption, okay? But that doesn't have anything to do with you murdering somebody. You're talking about the government and how the government runs things, not personal lives and stuff like that. Like what it's saying is, like let's say I got blamed for killing somebody I didn't kill. That's an unfair, unperfect system of judicial system.
I think I'm kind of misunderstanding the whole thing.
What's gonna happen with that is, instead of you being locked up until proven innocent, you'll be free until proven guilty for that.
Well, let's
for
assume
that crime,
let's
whatever, because they're not gonna automatically use oh well, you're not. We can't.
Dude, I don't get
we
it.
can't say that you didn't commit that crime. or whatever. So like you're still gonna have to face the judicial system.
But the primary,
You
what I'm saying is like the question, the way it directs, it says, would you rather have, what is it? Would you rather have a criminal justice system that actually works and is fair? So, yeah, that can be interpreted differently. See, because I want to look at it as like a 100%. Like, would they be able to figure out whether you're innocent or guilty 100% of the time?
That's
realistically,
never gonna happen. So
right, but this is none of these are ever gonna happen.
No, but
it's kind of like a
but
theoretical.
you gotta look at it in a
realistic,
the most realistic way.
But don't they try to shoot for that anyways?
They do try to do that, but with the less corruption in the judicial system, we'd have what we were supposed to have anyways, innocent until proven guilty.
Mm-hmm.
But which we don't have. We said we have police shooting unarmed men. We have people getting locked up until they're we have people going to jail until they're proven innocent or whatever.
Right.
And so
I think
with that one we would get what we were originally supposed to have, and then with the other one we would eventually just get what with the less corruption in the politics. We would eventually get that on a more state level.
I get what you
and city
mean.
level.
Can I say something
I
real
just feel
quick?
like it's based a little on
when you
interpretation.
mentioned the police shooting unarmed people, I think that has a lot to do with our Second Amendment and how anybody and everybody can have a gun if they want to. So when police come across someone, they don't know if this person has a gun or not, and they're probably scared. They're probably scared, and here's my one use of the word, shitless. They're probably scared shitless about whether or not the person has a gun or not. So they kind of have to make a judgment call like at lightning speed to make sure they're not the ones who end up dead.
There's no doubt that being a police is one of the most insane jobs ever. You know, there's no doubt about that. You know, and with the quick judgment calls they have to make and all that stuff, you know, there's no doubt about that. But it also happens where like they solve more crimes than they commit, you know.
Yeah, in the
grand scheme of things, they solve more crimes than they commit.
We're currently living in a time where information travels at like the speed of
yeah, we're living
seconds.
We're living in an era where we also can everybody is extremely judgmental. It's like how are you gonna be so judgmental? Like you've done nothing wrong in your life. Like yeah, you've never killed an unarmed person or whatever, but you've also never been in that situation where you've had to make that decision.
Right. That's why I think it's easier to interpret this the way I'm saying. Like unrealistic. Like if every single case that went through the judicial system like ended up being 100% accurate.
Well,
like in what they came to conclusion.
Well, then like we would need people like in Minority Report, like the
who can see the future.
Yeah, who can the precogs, the precogs.
Are you kidding me?
So back to the anger. It says here, anger is often called a secondary emotion because we tend to resort to anger in order to protect ourselves from or cover up other vulnerable feelings. Which makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Like, if someone accuses you of something,
I know what I'm talking about sometimes.
You get mad. It's like,
it makes sense.
Well, what it is if someone accuses you of something and calls you a liar, you're going to resort to anger because you either are a liar and you're being called out on it, or you're not a liar and you're being called a liar because you're not a liar and you're mad because of that, you know?
Right.
So it's a defense mechanism. Being angry is just a defense mechanism.
Sure. Yep. Which makes sense if you're, Totes.
But
with
what did they
goats.
say it was a secondary from?
Nothing. They don't say it's. I don't think
Because
there's
it-
there is. I don't think there's a such thing as primary emotions. I think
Oh.
secondary emotions are basically like reactions to situations, is what they're saying. So it's a secondary emotion because, like, I don't know. I looked up primary emotions. I didn't see anything specific.
I know, and you only did like 10 seconds of research.
That's
and
true
stuff,
too. That is true too. So I can't. I guess I'm just BSing, but I can't really answer that question. But I'm
Well,
gonna try to-
actually, let's look at it like this. I used the lying analogy, right?
yeah. So
let's
what would the
use-
primary emotion
Let's
be in
use Let's use a different analogy. It's not really an emotion; it's
No.
an accusation.
that? Right.
But let's say like you're really happy about something, and someone says you're really happy because of a certain situation, and if they're telling the
They're
truth,
lying.
if they're telling the truth, then yeah, no cause for getting angry. But if they're saying it's one thing and you're saying it's another thing, then what we have is a misunderstanding. So,
A paradox.
And in which case,
dark matter.
in which case you are kind of seeing them as a liar. So
Right.
basically, lying or not lying is what the cause of anger is in those two scenarios.
Yeah, but you're not telling me specifically what the primary emotion is.
I don't think it's an emotion. I think it's
It's situated. It's circumstantial.
I think it's all about
They
lying.
call it a secondary emotion.
I don't know how
because
to
For a
get
reason.
into
It's
this
sec-
anymore.
I-
There's
it's-
got to be a primary and a secondary.
Well, you're
and a
always
tertiary,
feeling something.
and-
You're
yeah.
always feeling something constantly all the time.
Yeah.
So I guess they call it a secondary emotion because that's what you react with.
Yeah.
So you're not always feeling anger as a primary
It's
emotion.
something that can be subsided and controlled. and-
Taito, get
it's
down.
it's just secondary to
cat.
whatever you're feeling now.
For all
you know?
you,
Do you want me to smack it off?
You can lift him up.
you
just
could,
pick him up.
you could.
Put him on the
See,
floor.
now he's stepping on the soundboard.
Oh,
That's not good at all.
Am I cutting in and out?
Just kind of grab him. Yeah.
Yep. He's a whine.
I have cats. I'm used to.
Yeah.
dealing
Okay.
with them I don't have a soundboard or anything cool like that, but I'm just used to cats.
They
and
can
just
walk
being-
on your keyboards,
cat
man. It's
things.
annoying. Cat,
Okay.
Doing cat stuff, man.
So I've covered two aspects of lying and being angry about it. What else could you get angry about? Accusation.
Everything.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Lots of things.
it's
man.
mostly
People get angry. For
Okay,
lots of
jealousy.
things. Jealousy
Je-
causes
je-
anger.
jealousy,
Pretty much
uh,
everything can
getting
cause
injured,
anger, man. Happiness.
Getting hurt
uh,
by someone.
A loved one dying, all sorts of stuff, man. Like
Anger. That's what I mean. Anger is probably the most common emotion.
that's what I'm saying. It's usually a secondary from sadness.
from lots of things. Yeah,
Uh,
sadness
I-
is one, but
I-
not necessarily what you would
This
call sadness for
I had to
lots.
I had to do a lot of
Vagina.
no, I had to do a lot of like drug therapy rehab when I got arrested
Okay.
a while back. I had to do a bunch of rehab and stuff, and we had to do a bunch like all these therapy classes and whatever. I had to do a lot of outpatient stuff,
Okay.
and then even after being abstinent from any drug usage after 48 days, I was still dropping 100% THC.
Really?
And after 48 days of being abstinent from anything, I was still
you were
dropping.
still how?
I was still dropping 100% THC, and so they made me go to a 28-day in-house facility
How
in
is that
Freeport.
possible? You were still dropping.
I have no idea, and I'm a highly active person. I exercise. I drink plenty of fluids and stuff. Like I have no idea how it was still in my system, but I just think I just like smoke a ton of marijuana. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. So I had to live in this 28-day facility in-house in Freeport, and called the Sojourn House, short for Sober Journey.
Oh, okay.
And,
Interesting.
And from there, you get the same type of you only get one-sided therapy. You get the therapy that they teach you to try to quit using drugs and alcohol. They consider marijuana a dangerous drug and stuff.
Oh
and
my
all,
God.
and what
Alcohol's not though. It's totally fine.
yeah, and I was living in this facility with heroin addicts and meth addicts and alcoholics and
you were there
all
for
this,
pot?
and crackheads and stuff. I taught a 54-year-old crackhead how to read.
Oh my God.
It was.
It's like being in a major prison for a minor crime.
The problem with alcohol is it's been legal for so long. Even when they tried prohibition in the 1800s,
They didn't do it.
They didn't do it. They couldn't stop it because so many people wanted it. And
Yeah.
that's basically it. If so many people want it, so many people already do it. You make it illegal. You can't get rid of it because so many people are like,
I just want to say,
F the government, we're gonna do
alcohol
it.
is such a freaking terrible, dangerous drug. Like, compared to marijuana especially, like, how the hell is it socially acceptable and legal in comparison?
like if I was to like drink before work, I'd be totally not able to do my job.
No
I can
doubt.
smoke before work. I'm like I kind of have to for my cashier job, where I'm like I gotta deal with all these.
I hear you, dude.
I gotta deal with these old people all day
Yep,
or whatever.
yep.
I'm like I am definitely smoking a bowl before I go to work.
Yep.
You know?
I hear you. Yeah, absolutely, man. For sure. I mean, I am.
But
with
if
you
I
there.
was to like, I'm totally gonna drink a couple beers
Well, that's
before I
another
go
thing.
away. You know, you're gonna smell it on your breath.
Yeah. Well, here's
It's-
another
yeah,
thing.
it's
The
like-
thing I hate the most about alcohol is you have to keep drinking to maintain your high. So you get high for a short duration, but you can easily throw yourself
We call it-
overboard
we
to
call it
getting
drunk.
really sick. Well, it's the same thing. Yeah, you're high.
Yeah, it's still a
Same
high.
freaking
It's
thing.
it's
Yeah.
still a high.
Yeah,
If
you're
you're
getting high.
talking in health class standards,
Yeah.
it's still a high.
When I drink caffeine, I'm getting high on caffeine. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? You're getting
yeah.
high. I don't care. Caffeine's a drug, people. It's just legal drug.
well, you
Right?
know what? We gotta end this
Yep.
episode.
Damn, that was quick.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it goes fast
Was-
when you got something interesting to talk about. Right? So, thanks again for watching
Yeah,
us here
thanks.
at Push the Gore Gaming. Thanks for listening to the Timone Show.
Yes.
And we will catch you guys here shortly. I think we're gonna do one more because I gotta finish this Colossus. And
I'll gladly do one more.
all right, and I'm gonna look it up in between episodes so I know what the heck I'm doing because this is the first time I've really come to a Colossus
Boss
that
that
I've
you
been
could
really
not figure out
not
how to
only hard to freaking figure out how to get to, but hard to freaking figure out how to fight. So we're gonna figure out how to do all this and finish it off, and we'll catch you guys soon, later, tomorrow, yesterday,
ya.
later.
Alzheimer's.
All right, the last one.
Check.
Check.
check, checkity, check,
Check it.
check it, check. Hope you guys like our mic checks.
Checking on the mic.
Checking on the mic. Check. Drop the mic. No, don't drop the mic because that'll break it.
Peep, poop.
Drop the mic. Don't do that. It'll break it. Don't
I
do
don't
that.
wanna- Drop the
Yeah, so the
mic.
teeth
I don't
to
wanna drop the
direct
mic.
his direction.
So everybody knows I looked up how
One
to fight this
direction.
thing, kind of.
You got to hit them tooths on his head.
You gotta jump
You
over
got
there.
to jump on that platform right there.
There we go.
And
Now
then something crazy.
need to get him to rise up.
Rise
I gotta
above.
jump on it. Then I
No,
gotta
you're
jump
not
on.
you're not on the right higher ground.
Jump
Then I
up
got-
there. Jump up
I
on
gotta
top
jump
of
on
that
his
thing.
chest
Jump
hairs.
up on his platform first,
What
though.
the heck is he? Why is he going away?
Jump on his testicles.
Yeah, jump on his ball sack.
I'm gonna
dude.
shoot his teeth on his head.
Shoot his horns, dude. You gotta get his attention.
He was shooting his horns earlier. They just turned blue and he shoots them.
No, but he gets upset. You gotta get his attention.
There he is.
Jump on that little platform that's in the middle of the thing you're near, dude. Maybe that'll get him to jump up there. See?
No, he's shooting.
Jump.
This way.
Yeah, no. Go up there now.
I gotta do that.
You
Get him
know,
to
you're
rise up.
Dude, you gotta jump up there to get him
I
to
You
know,
rise up.
I know,
need
I'm
to
working on
go to another
Now
platform.
jump in the air. Be like,
Hey, look at me
come
up
on
here.
over.
Ooh,
Here he
yeah,
comes, here he
the
comes, he's coming
eternal
Here
now.
he comes. Here he
flame.
comes. He's coming
Now
up.
run forward.
Oh, crap.
Was he like a spider or something of some kind?
Here we go. Here we go. Right here.
He's like a spider,
Ooh.
isn't he?
Impregnate
I don't know,
him.
man.
He's some kind of a weird.
Stab him right there in the stomach.
Get him in there.
Oh, you finally did
Ow,
some
that's-
damage to him.
I kind of feel the pain.
Feels good.
Oh man, it doesn't take a lot to do damage to him.
Nice, you got 3 shots. Can
Oh,
you get a
No,
fourth
it
one?
doesn't. You really get.
oh, that was gonna
Oh.
drown you.
Do you think that was it? Is there
No,
another
no, you
spot?
got. Yeah, look, he did half damage to him.
Oh,
Isn't there
can't
two-
use that one
Isn't there
anymore.
two platforms though?
Yeah, there's
There's-
2 others, I think.
Yeah, there's 2 or 3 that are up in the air.
So I wonder if you have to do the
So
same
he
thing.
didn't like that I figured him out. Pooper.
Figured them out.
Yeah, poop shoot.
They pooping all
That's
over the
another word
place.
for your colon.
Poop shoot.
The old-
Just so everybody knows, that's another word for your colon, you poop shoot.
the twiddle twaddle.
There's always that Frank Zappa song, "Broken Hearts Are for Assholes," and there's this line in there where he's all like, "Ram it up your poop shoot."
I think I've heard that.
Rabbit. That's what it sounded like.
Ram it up your poop shoot.
Rabbit in a poop shoot.
I just pictured that.
I
You
know,
like
me too.
A rabbit and like a PVC pipe with like with poop coming
coming
down
out of
it. And
Little
it's-
pellet poops too, like rabbits do.
and everything is just like airtight, and the rabbit gets stuck in there, and it's just
Oh,
getting
no.
collided with.
Oh, he's getting slapped in the face
Yeah.
with poop.
Not necessarily in the face, just getting collided unnecessarily.
No, that's what I call a shit. That's what I call a shit storm.
That's definitely a poop
Dust.
storm.
What?
Don't use it too many times.
Yeah, you used it.
Yeah, you said
That was like the first time
you
I
were
said
like,
the
I
S word.
warned.
You were like, this is the one
I
time
had
I'm
a
gonna,
warning.
You were like, I'm gonna use this word, and then you once, and then you use it again
it.
for
I'm-
the same
yeah.
scenario.
I'm gonna use the sh word. The sh word. I'm gonna shoot the tooth.
I thought it was funny.
I'm gonna shoot the 2. What do you got for question, Dust?
Oh, here we go. Kind of linked to a question we had earlier. What questions would you ask a time traveler from 200 years in the future?
I don't know.
What can I create now that will make me rich?
Ken, you usually don't go for that answer.
That's a good answer.
It's always about money, huh?
Yeah,
That's a good
right
answer.
now it is.
You're right.
But,
Why not?
Yeah.
When it comes to time travelers, I'm subscribed to a channel on YouTube called Amplex where they interview people who claim to be time travelers.
Really? And what do these people
Interesting.
say the future's like?
Everybody's different. So like
So,
either
what you're saying is they're all lying except for maybe. Or
either they're
possibly
all
one.
lying, or because a lot of the people come from different time eras or whatever. Like some
Uh-huh.
people come from like 50 years from now. Some people come from like 1,000 years from now.
Okay.
You know, like
You
Okay,
guys-
what
you
do
guys-
some of them say?
Hold on, you guys want to get crazy with this question? Here's the thing.
I want to hear what some of these time travelers say.
If time travel is a thing,
Oh, dude.
the only way that it can be possible is if, when you time travel, you change dimensions and go into different time periods.
Right.
That way, time travel can never be consistent because you're actually
That's what I was
changing
saying.
dimensions.
That's what they did in Dragon Ball Z with the Trunks and the Android and the Cell timeline. Is he created an alternate dimension?
Well, think
and
about it
time
like
travel
this.
through
I'm
time.
sorry, dimension's not the right word. The right word is universe.
Right, but
multiverse.
You gotta think about it like this.
No,
What-
no, it's trans-dimensional. It's not trans-universal. It's trans-dimensional. You were right the first time.
Dimension, it depends. It depends on how you want to look at it because dimension technically means like a plane, like a space-time plane that we're not familiar with. Like we are aware of the 2D dimension or the 2 dimensions, 3 dimensions,
Yeah.
and then the fourth being space-time. See what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like in order for string
No,
theory to
but
be,
it's not a different dimension. It's an alternate
It's a
dimension that's similar to.
a dimension is something you perceive. But for space travel to be a thing, it would have to be another world that you perceive all of that world of. So it would have to be like a multiverse. It would have
That's
to
what
be
you guys are saying. The same thing.
a
You're just
different
wording it differently.
right? But you really have to look at it from a scientific standpoint. What a dimension is.
If technical time travel, not counting dimensions and stuff, is real, then it'll only logically you could only travel forward in time.
You wouldn't
Because
be,
when you think-
wouldn't be able to create the grandfather paradox. You
Well,
wouldn't
think
be able
about
to do
what
stuff
time
like
is.
that.
All time
Right.
is
You
the
can't
consistent movement of atoms.
See, the thing is, you can't create the grandfather paradox if you're going to a different universe.
Right.
What's the grandfather paradox?
The grandfather paradox is if you were to go back in time and kill somebody's family
Okay.
member that was to make that someone like a relevant person
Yeah.
in society, or you were to kill one of your own relatives that like leads
you went
to
back
your
in time
bringing
and-
up and that leads to you becoming a person.
You're kind of
You know-
if you went back in time and killed your great grandfather, let's say, you couldn't exist.
I get what you
Yeah.
mean. I just don't think
He
it's possible to
understood
go
it the
back
fir-
in time.
Yeah, you went back in time and killed somebody of importance that led
To your existence.
or to your
Right.
existence
No, I get what
or
you're
someone
saying.
else's
Yeah.
existence or whatever
Right.
that led to some important
Dang
stuff.
it, no!
You like you wouldn't be able to
Ken.
really do that,
Dude, he's
Right.
because then when you go
flipping
back
me.
to your future, everything's gonna be completely different.
Right.
But when you travel back in time and you actually cross dimensions, when you go back to your own future, everything's gonna be exactly the same, but you will just ruin the timeline of someone else's dimension or universe.
I hear you.
Yeah.
My thing is that, like I was saying, all time is the consistent movement of atoms.
yeah.
How could you reverse
There's-
that and make it go
There's
backwards?
a lot of people that believe that existence is time that stands still, but it crossed paths with multiple universes of another time that stands still.
Right.
So every moment is a still moment, but it crossed paths with all these other universes that are all still moments that
Okay.
all align with each other that create what we view as life.
Interesting.
I can't make that shit up on my own.
Number two.
Nice. It's like, well, they say in the center.
That one was deserved.
They say in the center of a black hole, time stops. Well, all there is in the center of a black hole is no movement, which would make sense that time stops because stopping time would be literally the stopping of all atoms, all movement of everything. Like when you freeze stuff, what does it do? It makes stuff last longer because you're basically freezing the molecules and the atoms.
That's what temperature
and you're
is, the speed of
slowing
atoms.
it down. Yeah, and so what if you made a time machine that put you in a capsule that literally sped up all the atoms around you? That would push you forward in time because it'd speed up the movement of everything going on outside of you, except it'd have to speed up everything that exists.
So wouldn't the Flash age like super fast?
See, that's an issue with the whole Flash.
I hate it when TV shows do freaking time travel. They don't.
That's an issue with the whole Flash thing. Yes, his molecules move so rapidly fast that he would age super fast.
He'd be like Jack. He'd be like Jack.
He'd be dead pretty
He'd
much
be-
like 5 minutes after he got his powers.
Unless
He
you know,
can use the Speed Force to make his mind work faster. So technically, he could probably be the smartest person on the planet just by trying to figure anything he wanted to out by using the Speed Force. But it's like saying,
it would
oh,
deteriorate his brain in 2 seconds. Maybe they could just be like, well, you know, his body structure, you know, he's like superhuman,
oh,
so
this is weird. What's up with
you
this?
know, he can handle it.
You finally defeated this guy.
Oh, wow, this
now
is
you got
different.
an army of horses.
God, it only took like 5 episodes, 6 episodes to not only find him but then defeat him. Holy cow!
This
What
is the
a
first time you've seen people
pain.
in this game.
At least
Where were those guys when you needed help?
At least the conversation was interesting. What was your question again?
Something about Doctor Who. I don't know.
No, time traveling monks
From the future.
from the future.
From the future.
I need
With
your,
karate powers.
I need your
'cause they're
clothes, your
monks.
boots, and your motorcycle.
Nice. I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
I need your clothes. I watched all the Terminators not too long ago. It's funny how he in
Whoa, that one was
Genesis, I
angry.
think it was. He gets the glasses with the little stars.
I
around
never.
the
I don't
frames.
think I
Does he?
saw Genesis.
Genesis is not bad.
It's
I like
it's
it.
pretty good. It's interesting because they tried to replicate the first one in some ways. Like in the first one, the very first one, he goes and he finds these thugs.
You know what? The first one
Had
has a grandfather paradox in it.
Really?
Does it?
Because you send Kyle Reese back to the future, which becomes John Connor's dad.
I'm already confused.
You send Kyle Reese back from the future, which
Okay.
becomes John Connor's
Oh
dad.
yeah, it's a loop. It's an infinite loop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
they're saying that it's a
it's a-
closed
it's-
loop, kind
it's-
of like in the Flash, which is
but
ridiculous.
it's also a grandfather paradox. It's a closed loop because how would that happen in the first place?
Right,
How would
how
that
would-
happen in the
Well,
original
they're right.
timeline?
Have you seen the Flash? Have you
How-
watched the Flash?
Oh yeah, I've
Well-
done a 4-hour podcast on this on the Arrowverse.
How he is he is
The problem is that
the
how
bad
can
guy,
John Connor already exist?
Yeah, and unless Kyle Reese already came from what so
See, what happens there is a loop is created at some point in time, probably by someone other than Kyle or by John
that's a
Connor.
grandfather paradox.
Okay, it's
that
like this.
can't exist.
It's like
in
this.
real
Okay,
time travel.
there has to be a timeline where John Connor doesn't exist and sends Kyle Reese back in time to create John Connor and
How
then
would he-
moves forward.
How would that even?
How
if
would
he never
he-
existed?
alternate universe? That's all
That's
it
it.
is.
Yeah, there we go. That explains everything.
Has to be an alternate universe. It has to be. It has to be. And then as for the universe that sent him back in time the first time, they're just screwed.
He meets him. He's like, "Hey, you're my dad. I need to send you back in
Basically-
time on this Terminator mission."
Basically, in the very first timeline where Kyle Reese was first sent back in time and John Connor doesn't exist, is the timeline where they sent this guy back in time and there's no outcome from it. It's just they sent this guy back in time, and then whatever happens after that happens because he just changed a different universe's outcome.
Yeah, because I don't think he knew that Kyle Reese was his dad, so he just like sent some random guy to go back in
No,
time
see,
for this
in the
Terminator
later
mission.
movies, he does know that Kyle Reese is his dad. Like in Genesis, which you said you haven't seen,
Yeah,
but he does know that Kyle Reese is his dad, but he never tells Kyle Reese that.
okay, but so when we're
That
watching
jerk.
just like 1 and then 2 Judgment Day, we have no idea that he knows that.
Right back
Kyle
when they
Reese
were
is his
canon, you know.
I'm just kind of trotting through this forest to kill time. So in the next episode of Push the Core Gaming,
You're gonna
I'll
know what
probably
you're
start
doing.
back at the temple. So, because this is our last episode of tonight's session.
Yeah. All right.
So I guess we could
Close
start
out.
taking it out right
Yeah.
now.
All right. It's been a fun night. We have Timone from Timone Show and Push Core Gaming.
I love being a guest here
I'm
with
sure
Push
we'll-
the Core
Oh, man,
Gaming.
it's been a blast.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll collaborate again in the future.
You know Mike Isom, right?
Yeah,
We had him on the last 6 episodes.
Yeah.
You should check those out if you're
Oh
interested.
man,
Yeah.
oh yeah, absolutely, man, that'd be awesome. Oh, and always don't forget to like and subscribe and tell and share and comment and
Get in the action. of
Yeah,
the
if you
conversation.
comment, we are
will
so
actually-
small at this point. We will probably comment back.
Yeah, for
Dude,
sure.
I'll if you're commenting on an episode from months ago, I am gonna respond back. You know,
Right. Same with us.
So go back and watch all of our history of videos, like because
We got tons.
there's
you know,
gonna
we're on like
there's
we're
gonna
getting,
there's gonna be new listeners for Push the Core. There's gonna be a new listener for Timone Show.
for
And
us here at Push the Core, we're getting close to like our 500 episode area,
see,
and we have like 44 subscribers.
see, you've got about double mine and like quadruple my episodes, but I just do one a week or whatever for
Right.
And anyway, tell all your friends and family, like
Grandmas.
Hook up your grandma.
hook it up.
Give them my number.
Grandma,
if she's hot.
grandmas love these shows.
We love
dude.
hot
Like,
grandmas.
Grandmas
Hot
love these
grandmas.
shows. They're all about news radio. They're all about podcasts. They're all about NPR. That's everything you got right here in this one thing.
Right? Yeah,
So-
you don't even have to watch us play the game if you're watching at Push the Core. You can just turn the YouTube video on and, listen
So
if you want.
for PTC, we're
That's
going to
what
have a
I
long
do.
Yeah.
ending here with a big nothing screen. So thanks again for watching.
Mhm.
Please check out both our channels or shows, and we will catch you guys in
Another
the
time.
very near
in
future.
another dimension.
In another universe.
Yep, in the future.
Later.
I'm going
I'd like to thank Push the Core Gaming for agreeing to do this crossover. It was really fun. And I'm going to close out tonight's Timone show with all of that. I'm going to leave a description into Push the Core Gaming's channel in the description below. And as always, just tune in next week. We'll have much more for you. I'm eventually gonna have that Black Panther review. I don't know, but I might have this really cool one that's coming up that I've been wanting to do for a while. Just stay tuned. I might, once it gets warmer out, I have a short for you guys. I'm gonna teach you guys how to walk a dog, and then yeah, like and subscribe and comment and be merry. Have a good day.